Car Wash. Today's forecast, crisp fall skies and winning shine. Get your first car wash free at TsunamiExpress.com just in time for game day. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Want your brand to turn heads and win hearts?
Captivate Exhibits can bring your brand to life by transforming lobbies, creating history walls, and beautifying facilities.
For over 32 years, Captivate has been the MVP of trade show exhibits and workplace design and fabrication. Let Captivate craft immersive branded environments that tell your story boldly, beautifully, and with purpose at events and around the office.
Score big by making your next event or your own space unforgettable. Create something legendary by getting started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free in 36 months of 0% financing plus a bonus $1,000 off. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
This season, expectations were all about championships.
We need to continue to ramp up our sense of urgency. I think it's time that we start competing for championships, right?
But things have gotten a little dicey. While the Pack got off to a 2-0 start, we thought this team finally had it figured out. But a loss in Cleveland, a tie in Dallas, and now a loss to Carolina at home has people saying, it's no longer a question of what, but who needs to grow up. Is it the head coach? Is it the quarterback? Is it just a part of being the youngest team in the league?
Such an immature performance.
Thank you.
Let's just call it what it is. It's immature.
But if we've learned one thing this year, Green Bay shows up for the biggest tests. And this one against the reigning Super Bowl champions certainly counts. Especially when they're the ones that ended your season last year.
And the Eagles going to beat the Packers 22-10. They're on to the division.
While it may be always sunny in Philadelphia, there's a shadow hanging over Lambeau Field. The Eagles put an end to the Pack's season last year, and they haven't forgotten. But it's time to forget about the city of brotherly love, and even that slick field in Sao Paulo, because this time, it's on our turf, under the lights, and on the frozen tundra.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Now broadcasting live from the shadow of Lambeau Field in Green Bay at the Tundra Trio. Alongside Gabe Neitzel and the Mayor Steve Scafidi, here's Alex Strofe.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Monday Night Football at Lambeau Field. It's the Green Bay Packers, the Philadelphia Eagles. Tell me if you've heard that one before, as these two teams went toe-to-toe twice last season, the season opener and the wild card round, with Philly winning both of those. Hopefully tonight a different story for the 5-2-1 Packers that find themselves in an interesting predicament. A win tonight through 10 weeks would have the Packers as the number 1 seed in the NFC. A loss tonight puts them in a spot they've been pretty familiar with each of the last 2 postseasons. They'd be the 7th seed with a loss tonight. Tells you the story of the NFC through 10 weeks. Everybody's just about in the same spot.
You know what the wild thing is?
Tell me the wild thing.
They've lost to 2 horrible teams, and they still could be the number 1 seed.
Yep.
And it's only halfway through the season. That's amazing. I mean, I'd love to have those games back, but their defense has played great all season. Just got to figure out the offense.
You'd like those games back. I'd like those games back. Gabe would like those games back.
Yeah.
And so would all 53 members of the Green Bay Packers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm in a spot where I am not going to forget that Carolina game for a while. And I think we're starting to see it in the NFC where there's just a lot of inconsistency all across the board. Now, the best 2 teams, honestly, right now in the NFC probably reside out in the NFC West, and they'll go head-to-head next week with the Seahawks and the Rams. But the Eagles, despite being 6-2, I was on the Fanatic this morning in Philadelphia with Andrew Salchunas and John Kincaid. They're not feeling great about their team either. despite being 6-2, despite being Super Bowl champs, because, well, they had to be incredibly aggressive at the trade deadline. They were desperate enough that they went, hey, Jair Alexander,
that sounds like a good idea.
Let's see if you can help us out. Now, Jair didn't even travel with the team for the game tonight, so he won't be at Lambeau Field making his return against the Packers, but they had to convince Brandon Graham to come out of retirement. They go out and they get Jalen Phillips from the Miami Dolphins. It's a team that just hasn't been as consistent on the defensive side, especially getting pass rush. And their corners, we've talked about, oh man, the Packers corners. Everybody's having cornerback issues seemingly across the league. The Eagles are one of those teams as well. So they haven't been happy with the way that they've performed through the first 8 weeks of the season either. Now, they have, one of the examples that John Kincaid used when I talked to him this morning was, well, we needed those 2 block kicks to beat the Rams. And yeah, but you were able to do that, right? Like, in the Rams, the Eagles have still kind of eked out some of those wins against some pretty quality opponents, where the Packers seemingly have found ways to lose against inferior opponents in the Cleveland Browns and the Carolina Panthers.
Nothing about this season makes sense. The Bills yesterday, you got Seattle all of a sudden playing like they're the best team in the West. It doesn't make sense. I don't know what to make of it, but again, I'll go back to what I just said. You lost 2 games you shouldn't have lost, but you still have a chance to be number 1 seed. Well, to beat a team that kicked your you-know-whats last year.
And you talk about the number 1 seed, I think it's going to be very important, outside of one team, NFL-wide, to be that top seed. Because there are inconsistencies all across the league this year. You mentioned Buffalo beating Kansas City, turning around, losing, getting boat raced. Big time. To the Miami Dolphins, who were sellers, by the way,
Makes no sense.
At the trade deadline. I don't know if you can trust a lot of teams to go win 3 playoff games in a row. So that's where that number 1 seed is going to be really important, because then you only have to win 2 games in order to make it to the Super Bowl. So that's why there becomes extra added importance on a game like today for both these teams, for both Philadelphia and Green Bay.
There's so many layers of weird this year in the NFL. But I think if we jumped in a time machine, we went back to, about 2010, and we looked at the AFC standings right now, Patriots, Colts, Steelers, Broncos, Chargers are all teams that are highly in the mix. Obviously, the Chiefs and the Bills also in the mix, but those 5 teams are the other 7 playoff teams as it stands right now in the AFC, which reminds you of like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and here we are anyway.
I was listening to somebody on the way up, one of the national shows, and they were saying, who's in your, as Eisen on ESPN, how many teams are in your Super Bowl pool? And one guy had 15, one had 8. How many are in your Super Bowl pool? How many teams can win the Super Bowl right now, today, with what they've done
as it
on the
stands
field?
on November 10th?
Is it 8 or is it 15? I would say it's 15.
I would say it's closer to 8.
I don't think so.
Because
so many teams that could come back.
Well, no, because there are so many teams, Steve, going back to that are going to have to
play each other.
Yeah, 8 play each other. So 15, first of all, there aren't that many playoff teams. All right?
Half the league can win the Super Bowl.
So I'm not saying half the league can win the Super Bowl, but I think it's a smaller number because of the inconsistencies that these teams are showing against teams that aren't good. We've seen it with the Packers. You mentioned it with the Bills. Certainly the Kansas City Chiefs. Certainly the Ravens. All these teams have struggled against some inferior opponents at time, and that just gives me no faith that a wild card can win 3 games on the road and potentially go to a Super Bowl. I don't see that happening this year, so I think it's a smaller number of teams, and it's going to be really limited to just a couple of divisional winners that I think are going to have a chance to advance when it's all said and done.
As it stands right this second, I think I can maybe name 8, and that'd be it. Right? In the NFC, I think it's the Eagles, the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Lions.
Okay.
In the AFC, Chiefs, Bills. I don't know how much I buy the Colts. I don't know how much I buy the Broncos, the Chargers.
You should buy the Patriots.
The Patriots, absolutely. I buy
and I would buy the Colts as well, because again,
they confuse me though.
They shouldn't. That team's going to go as Jonathan Taylor goes. So if you can stop Jonathan Taylor, but that's easier said than done.
Big time,
right? That is easier said than done. Everybody wants to stop Jonathan Taylor. He's over 1,000 yards rushing, and he's got 17 touchdowns on the season already.
Anybody but the Packers have 1 loss. The Packers have 2, right?
They have 2.
There's a bunch of teams with 2.
Yep.
And we have 1 tie along with the team that tied us, which is a horrible game. We should have won that one too.
Yep.
It's just the wildness of the NFL, how close those things play. You could be a team that has all your games are wins, or you could be a team that has 2 wins or 2 losses and a tie. You never know. They have to play better. That's the thing, and that's what my expectation for this game is. I want to see this team play like they can play. not what they've been sort of delivering with this sort of half, effort every week.
And what last week was just so strange because one of Chewy's favorite things to do on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy before we do the show, so he'll do this before the show tomorrow because it's after a Packer game. He loves to look at the team box score because his football brain is just able to kind of process that. And, what were the third down conversions? How many yards did they have? What was time of possession? Things like that. The key things that they always focused on in the 90s when Holmgren was the head coach. And last week, you look at that, and you would have thought the Packers should have dominated that game.
Yep.
They were able to move the football.
They didn't punt the ball.
Punt the ball once, but they got into the red zone, and they didn't have any answers once they got there. And that's got to change, right? They haven't been – I think they've been kind of living on the reputation of what they were in the red zone the first 2 years under Matt LaFleur when they were first and second in those years back-to-back. And they've kind of been this – 10 to 15 team once they get into the red zone over the last handful of seasons. So it's a matter of kind of just finding that identity once again of what is this team going to be. We thought they were starting to find that identity of, offensively, they're going to be Josh Jacobs, they're going to be Tucker Kraft. Well, Tucker, tears his ACL last week, and now you're going to have to completely pivot what that game plan looks like.
Does this weather tonight suggest that they might go back to that Josh Jacobs first sort of offense?
Well, I think they will try it.
Will
it work?
They had, and look, the Eagles have had this problem too.
Yeah.
How many? I'll ask you guys this. I asked this question on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy earlier today as well. How many games do you think that Saquon Barkley has rushed for 70 yards or more this year?
They have played how many? 9?
They have played 9 games. They've played 8
games.
games. They're 6-2.
I'll say 5.
Oh, it's less than that. 3?
2. Oof. He's only done it twice. So both these
last
teams.
Week was one of them.
Last week was one of them. He went for over 150 yards against his former team, the Giants. Both these teams want to run the football. Both these teams have struggled to run the football this year. And that's, again, you talk about the Josh Jacobs aspect of this. Tucker Kraft doesn't just hurt in the pass-catching portion where he was getting targeted the previous 2 games before he got injured last week. There's a run game aspect in there as well because he's their best run-blocking tight end. He's their best blocking tight end, period, on the roster as well. And Zach Tom, and I still can't get over, I'm sure Jason will bring it up again when he joins us as part of the Wildy Hour, of a couple of weeks ago when Adam Stenovich stood up at the podium and goes, there's too many times where we're blocking the wrong guy. What?
You should have those things worked out by now.
I thought this was the NFL. How are we blocking the wrong people in November?
That shuffling offensive line where nobody's really set ever. That's the thing that drives me nuts.
And unfortunately, I think that's been one of the biggest miscalculations by the staff, by the front office, was moving Elton Jenkins to center.
Yep.
That was one of the biggest miscalculations. They thought that he would be an all-pro center. And
he's been about the opposite.
He just seems lost, and hopefully now maybe because of the holdout, whatever reasons he did not play up to the expectations that we have for Elton Jenkins over the first 8 games. Hopefully over the final 9, he can start looking like the guy they thought he could be at that position.
I watched so many primetime games, and they called this one thing out for the Packers all the time. Sort of the unheralded offensive line play they had. You don't hear that this year.
No,
you're not hearing that at all. And they've done this for like 10 years. They've had a great, solid
10 years.
Yeah,
they've done this for. That's honestly, the offensive line's kind of been the secret sauce of the Packers going back to '92.
Yep.
Where they've gotten guys like we've got our guy, Bulaga, but more of the guys are like Tausch, where they're later round draft picks where they're able to develop them. You think of David Bakhtiari, you think of Adam Timmerman. There's some first and second round picks that are mixed in there certainly, but they have had a lot of success finding offensive linemen all over the place for the last 30 years. And again, Zach Tom has been good. Rasheed Walker's been solid. Again, he's always better than even the team wants to give him credit for. Aaron Banks hasn't been very good.
No, he has not.
And
he hasn't been healthy.
He hasn't been healthy. Elton Jenkins hasn't been very good. Morgan's been solid, but he's been moved around so much. Right. His head's been spinning, so they just don't have that cohesion that you like to see at this point in the season for an offensive line.
Yeah. It's just been a weird season. It's hard to diagnose. We just spent the first 13 minutes of the program talking about, well, this could be better, this could be better, this could be better. We haven't mentioned the fact that this is a team that has had trouble forcing turnovers after being one of the best teams in the league at that a year ago.
Yeah, but that's also one of those things that's always hard to replicate, right?
That's true. Especially what Xavier McKinney did. What 7 interceptions in the first 8 games or something?
It was outlandish, and teams seemingly are just avoiding him completely.
Somehow the Bears have 20 takeaways or something like that.
Yeah, but that's the way those things kind of go in. Those things are cyclical. But I guess I'm not really that worried about the defense. Yes, do I wish the cornerbacks were better? Of course I do. But Carrington Valentine's played pretty well since being inserted into the starting lineup. I still have faith in Keyshawn Nixon, and that front seven is playing well. The defense wasn't the issue last week. You give up 16 points in an NFL game, you feel pretty good about your chances of winning. And outside of the 40 points they gave up in Dallas, this defense has given the team an opportunity to win each and every week.
They're still a great defense. They just got to show up tonight against a really good team.
And force some turnovers, hopefully, tonight. That would be a big help in helping.
Cold hands creates fumbles.
That's true.
Ball's a little slick.
Yep. Hopefully not the field.
Well, it's a primetime game in Lambeau. I think we're going to see a guy or two take a tumble.
And it might be Luke Musgrave, and it might not have anything to do with the turf.
Best looking field in primetime.
Oh, it looks good.
Field in primetime.
Alex Stroff, Game Night. So Steve Scafidi with you here on Green Bay Game Day, which is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Hey, we're here at the Tundra Trio, and we want you to join us here for my birthday party. December 7th, Green Bay hosts Chicago. And you can win tickets to see that game, which includes access to the Tundra Trio's upscale tailgate with gourmet food and premium drink. That's thanks to our friends at Dr. Pepper. You can enter now at ESPNWisconsin.com. That's ESPNWisconsin.com. Tickets to the game, tickets to the Tundra Trio upscale tailgate. Come hang out with us December 7th. It's my birthday. Green Bay, Chicago. Nothing hits like the bold flavor of Dr. Pepper. You can grab one ice cold at McDonald's.
I didn't realize that the Tundra Trio was a pepper thing.
It is now, baby. It is now.
Who doesn't like Dr. Pepper? Come on.
0 people on the planet.
Great flavor.
Everybody loves Dr. Pepper.
I think so.
Everybody does, and everybody should, and everybody should go.
I'll be joining you from Mexico for that game.
ESPN Wisconsin.
Yeah, the world traveler.
Dude, you've been everywhere.
I've been a lot of travels this year.
Good for you.
And next year.
Well, Steve is here, so we're going to continue to pick his brain on the Green Bay Packers. Coming up next, we got to talk about what this offense does with that Tucker Kraft, because it's a sad reality that the Packers face tonight. Monday Night Football hosting the 6-2 Eagles. What does this Packers offense look like without their key tight end in Tucker Kraft the remainder of the way? We dive into that coming up next. Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin, 620 WTMJ.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into nonstop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee's Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Goldsmiths are essential to running a jewelry store, but they're extremely hard to find.
Goldsmiths can repair jewelry, set diamonds, resize rings, and create beautiful, one-of-a-kind pieces of custom jewelry.
Most jewelry stores do not have an in-house goldsmith.
But Kessler's has 18 wonderful goldsmiths working in our 9 Kessler stores.
The average Kessler's goldsmith has more than 15 years of full-time experience.
And that's not counting all the apprentice goldsmiths and jewelry designers.
Our goldsmiths repair a lot of jewelry that we did not sell.
Bring us your broken jewelry and we'll bring it back to life.
When you see a woman with an extremely attractive, very distinctive engagement ring,
you can safely assume that it's a custom-designed, one-of-a-kind ring made by the goldsmiths at Kessler's.
When your relationship is special, you need a special engagement ring.
If you want something that's breathtakingly one of a kind,
come to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here, you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Love, Jacobs, McKinney, Golden, and now Micah Parsons? This year's gonna be fun. Now's the time to set a game plan for your Green Bay and Wisconsin pigskin parties. This is Marie from Discount Liquor. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Whether you need an ice cold keg, a bottle of your favorite wine, a unique craft brew, or hard-to-find liquor, we have everything you need, all at the lowest prices in town. Come see us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
Wherever you're tailgating, we'll get you all set up with your favorite beverages. We're open daily 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 2. See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and when it comes to my home, I want a team that I can trust, and that's Lifetime Home Services. From cleaner air and radon safety to custom closets and electrical work, they do it all under one roof. What I'm most excited about right now is their epoxy floors. They make your garage clean, durable, and organized, with shelving and storage to get everything off the floor. For over 30 years, families have trusted Lifetime Home Services to make their homes safer and better looking. Trusted solution, lifetime results. Schedule today at lifetimehomeservices.com.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strope, Steve Scafidi, Gabe Neitzel with you from the Tundra Trio in Green Bay ahead of Monday Night Football here at Lambeau Field between the 5-2-1 Green Bay Packers playing host to the 6-2 Philadelphia Eagles. A matchup of two of the NFC's best over the course of the last 2+ decades here at Lambeau Field tonight. Every time these two teams link up, I feel like something weird happens, right? You got a game in Brazil. You've got the 4th and whatever it was. And what year was that, 2004?
4th and 26.
Okay, it's 26.
4th and 26.
That game still hurts my feelings.
2003, yeah.
Cover them!
Yeah.
And then Brett just basically throwing a punt of an interception in overtime.
Yeah. But, I mean,
thanks for that, Strofe.
There are happier moments. We can think of the newly announced future Packers Hall of Famer Tramon Williams, wild card weekend in 2010.
Who, by the way, is an awesome guy.
Yes,
awesome
and a
guy.
terrific story.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody ever say anything bad about Tramon.
No, I haven't either.
Quick story. I'm coming back from Dallas, and for some reason he's going somewhere else. I was stayed after the Super Bowl, and he's sitting there all by himself at Mitchell Field. I walked up, said hi. He goes, "Can I sit down?" And we ended up talking about the game for about 5 minutes. He didn't know who I was.
No kidding.
That's Tramon Williams.
That's
awesome.
a great story.
Isn't that wild?
That's awesome. I'm glad you told that story.
He was cool.
Well, congratulations to him and Earl Dotson, this year's inductees to the Green Bay Packers.
Big Earl.
I do want to talk, though, fellas, about the offense.
More depressing things?
Yeah, more depressing things. Let's stay in a sad mood. As last week obviously brings the end of Tucker Kraft's season, which was off to just an unbelievable start for the Packers tight end. Tears his ACL in the loss to Carolina last week, which means the rest of the season will be life without Tucker Kraft, who was on an all-pro trajectory this season.
I think Kathy Scafidi lit a church candle for him because that was her favorite player.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. She was sad.
Poor
Very
Kathy.
sad.
I mean, easy to see why.
Church candles
that
and
he
watching.
would be somebody's favorite player. I mean, again, but he is like that guy, just that gritty guy that I feel the Packers fan base always is attracted to, the way he can just play in the trenches, break tackles, be, their yard after catch guy, and which had been such a big part of this offense, and now they're going to have to transform the offense.
Other than wasn't Jordan Love and Micah Parsons. It was Tucker Kraft.
Yeah.
Across the country, Packers, Tucker Kraft. Everybody talked about it. Everybody thought, wow, this guy's something.
Yeah.
People, they weren't thinking of him in that way maybe before this season because he was out last year.
You said it in the commercial break, Steve. It's sort of the beginning of the Luke Musgrave era, but sort of the return of the Luke Musgrave era because he was the starter their rookie year. They were drafted together, obviously. Musgrave, the higher drafted of the two, had all these reports in camp and leading up to their rookie seasons about his speed and his ability to catch the football. And then once he got hurt, I think it was a ruptured spleen?
Ruptured spleen, yes.
Not good.
No, excuse me. Lacerated kidney.
That was it. Yep, you got
Equally bad for football.
And so then,
wasn't that didn't Marshawn Lloyd, wasn't spleen one of the issues that he had last year?
Dude, he's had so many. It's hard to keep track of. And hopefully we'll eventually see Marshawn Lloyd.
Yeah,
but that
this
doesn't sound like we will, at least anytime soon. Regardless, Tucker Kraft emerged very quickly as the guy, and that limited Luke Musgrave snaps. And then this year we saw even less of him. And John Fitzpatrick was getting snaps over him because Luke Musgrave, not a great blocker and run blocking. He can run routes, he can catch footballs, and that's where I would imagine, see him moving forward.
But his skill set is different than Tucker Kraft's.
Very much so, yes.
With Tucker, they like to get him the ball at near the line of scrimmage and then let kind of Tucker do some things. Not to say, obviously, he caught some balls down the field, but I think with the speed-size combination that Luke Musgrave has, if you remember, and again, the offense has changed a little bit since his rookie year, and I think a lot of that has to do with Josh Jacobs. I mean, he would be somebody that would push the ball down the field through the seams, right? He'd run a lot of those flag routes, kind of be open, out by the numbers, a little bit further down the field. So if they want to get their tight end involved, I think detaching him from the line of scrimmage and just having him strictly run routes, not have to worry about chipping different guys, is how you get the tight ends involved that way. Because Luke Musgrave, not that he was having any sort of Tucker Kraft type season this year, he was off to a pretty good start as a rookie. Like he is able to get open. It's just a different skill set, and they're going to have to ask him to do different things than what they're asking Tucker Kraft.
If this season is going to work, and by work I mean go to the Super Bowl, we're going to need players like Christian Watson, who was injured and came back. Jaden Reed was injured. He's got to come back at some point. Same thing here. You were injured. Now you're back. Now you're the guy. Can you do it like Tucker Kraft did it? I hope so. That's what everybody said about him.
Yeah, but they're going to have to just kind of change the way they do things. And I'm really curious what that means for offensive line play as well. Are they going to have some sort of 6 offensive line package where they want to try to run it a little bit more? Is Fitzpatrick.
U73?
The U71.
U71.
The U71 package back in the days of Barry when he was the 6th offensive lineman. So he would come in. That was 20 years ago at this point.
Might have Racine, if I'm not mistaken?
No, I don't think he was. No, I think you're mistaken.
I'm going to fact check you on that.
But I digress.
Where's our chalkboard? One mistake for Strofe.
But I see if they try to do something like that. Maybe that's a way you get Anthony Belton a little bit more playing time, where he comes in as a 6th offensive lineman to try to get the running game going just a little bit more.
This is a good time to make this point. That requires their coach, Matt LaFleur, changing something, not being stubborn on offense, and actually doing something to match the players you have on the field. My biggest complaint about him is he doesn't do that, and he hasn't done that. He's a great coach in the regular season. Everything else is in question still, to me.
Yeah, look, and I think Matt LaFleur just got to kind of take a look in the mirror, right? I mean, whether everybody wants to admit it or not, the fact of the matter is he's on the hot seat. He was placed on the
hot it is.
He was placed on the hot seat at the beginning of the season by his boss. When his boss went, hey, you got 2 years left in your contract. I don't like lame ducks, but I'm not giving you a contract extension. So, I mean, that to me, how else do you want to define hot seat?
Sure, I guess
that is your
guy. That is a 1-year tryout.
Yeah, hey, go prove it to me. Go out there and win more football games than what we've done the last couple of years.
LaFleur and Gutekunst's contracts line up, right?
Correct.
They both have 2 years left.
That's probably the biggest reason.
I think it's pretty easy for us all to agree. One of them has proven it more than the other.
I would push back on that.
Go ahead.
I don't know if Brian Gutekunst has necessarily proven it. Yeah, he made the big splash move to go get Micah Parsons. Mm-hmm. But every other move he has made this season hasn't been good.
That's true.
Nate Hobbs moving. Oh, hey, well,
very bad.
We transitioned one inside corner from the Raiders to an outside corner. And they did that with Keyshawn Nixon.
Yeah.
That hasn't worked out for Nate Hobbs. Hasn't worked out for Aaron Banks. He was a part of the decision-making process to get Elton Jenkins into the middle. So, yes, the headline aggressive move that we all love. And,
Hold on.
The Micah Parsons thing is big.
There's one more to point out, though.
But there's a lot in the negative column for Goody
I know
as well.
we don't want to say it, but that first-round pick hasn't been very productive yet.
Yeah, he got hurt last week.
I know, and he might not play tonight, but
look,
Matthew Golden. He's a rookie, though, so you get more of a leash on him.
You get a lot. Yes.
Rather than a guy you're going out to pay for that you have 4 years of film
You
on.
forgot that hotshot substitute teacher kicker that really did a great job in his short stint.
Yeah, that's true. Lucas
Haversick.
Yeah, that's a move that worked out.
Come on.
Franchise record.
Special teams. Not a poor special teams team.
But doesn't he get credit for past free agent classes, right? McKinney and Jacobs.
Certainly. But no more than Matt LaFleur gets credit for some of those past successes.
Sure.
Right?
Okay, fair point.
I mean, they're all. What I'm saying is, I don't think Brian Gutekunst is at. Oh yeah, clearly Goody next year he's going to get the extension. Well, if that was the case, how come he hasn't gotten it yet?
Also, you owe me an apology. Kevin Berry, a proud graduate of Racine.
Hey, all right, chalkboard. Gabe made a mistake.
Racine County Player of the Year in 1996.
Wow. Oh. Good job, Alex.
U71 formation, that
Yes.
was we were referring to. And their guy to use that this year would ironically also wear jersey number 71.
Correct.
Anthony Belton would be their sixth offensive lineman.
He would be the sixth. And again, that would also be tough to do if your regular right tackle's not available to play, which he is questionable going into the game tonight. So, the injuries, I think, play a big factor into tonight's game as well. 3 wide receivers are questionable, but the biggest one is Zach Tom. I mean, if Zach Tom is unable to go, that's just that kind of hits you where it hurts when it comes to wanting to run the football, pass protection against a team that's got a new pass rusher or two.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Zach Tom has to be able to go tonight for the Packers.
What if it's not a run first game for LaFleur? What if it's let's just open it up. Let's see what happens. Let's quick pass.
I've been asking for that for weeks, so
I think a lot of
hope
people
you're right.
Speed up the offense.
I want him to put more trust and more freedom into Jordan Love's hands.
But it's not those quick passes, right? Like, he's somebody who I think 25% of his passes are at or behind the line of scrimmage. That's one of the highest numbers in the league.
Can't have that.
The intermediate, which I thought was kind of a staple of the LaFleur offense, where you got tight ends going over the middle of the field. It's been basically non-existent in the offense this year, and that's where they're going to have to start taking advantage. They've got to take advantage of the middle of the field more often. I don't know if that's a Jordan Love thing. I don't know if that's a Matt LaFleur thing. But the offense that LaFleur typically likes to run, I know can take advantage of the middle of the field. Because I watch the other teams that run the offense take advantage of the middle of the field. I've seen Matt LaFleur take advantage of the middle of the field before.
I think you're agreeing with me then. LaFleur can call a game that matches the talent he has in the field, utilizing all the smarts he has. We know he's a smart coach.
I love when our texters or our YouTubers chime in with a clever comment. Moose chimes in after you said Matt LaFleur needs to take a look in the mirror. Moose says, a look in the mirror. I'm sure he does that a dozen times a day. Oh, burn. Got him. Hey, got to tell you about our friends at Piggly Wiggly, the new Piggly Wiggly Pigs Points program. Say that 5 times fast is here. Oof. Now, you'll earn 10 pig points for every $1 you spend and redeem those points on your favorite products right in the store. It's simple, it's rewarding, and it's all right here at your neighborhood Piggly Wiggly. Sign up at shopthepig.com. Piggly Wiggly. Shop the pig and save. Rob Demovsky, ESPN NFL Nation reporter, joins us from inside Lambeau Field. Coming up next, that's right here on Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
You want in on the autumn action at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee? Of course you do. With $300,000 in prizes, who wouldn't? November 1st through the 20th, play with your rewards card for entries. Thursdays, pick your win from a prize board. At the end of the night, all leftover prizes go to one winner in a jackpot drawing. Autumn action. It's going down at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
If you're living your life in pain, you need to take control of your health and look beyond just traditional medicine to get that done. Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I want to tell you about my friends at QC Kinetics. When I've gone to the Greenfield location, I have seen with my own eyes what QC Kinetics can do for you. QC Kinetics offers cellular treatments that at the micro level can cure that pain for the long term. Using QC Kinetics natural healing tools, you can revitalize those joints and get back to living the life that you deserve to live. It's fast, all natural, and there's no downtime. You'll be amazed, just like I was, to see all the tools in their toolkit to give you a pain-free life and get you living an active life once again. Do not wait any longer. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative cellular medicine, and it's something that you need to see to believe. Your pain-free life is waiting for you on the other side of your free consultation with QC Kinetics. Give them a call today for that free consultation at 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is senior Lauren McCullough from Menominee High School. Lauren captured the 2025 WIAA Division I Girls Cross Country State Championship, setting a new state meet record with a time of 17 minutes and 26.4 seconds. She finished 15 seconds ahead of the runner-up, becoming Menominee's first ever cross-country state champion. Her title caps an impressive climb over the past 3 seasons, finishing 10th at state in 2023, 6th in 2024, and now taking home top billing in 2025. McCullough's victory also earned her recognition as the Wisconsin Cross Country Coaches Association Runner of the Year, along with first-team All-State honors. Congrats to senior Lauren McCullough, your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
In football, what does every great team start with?
A strong defense. Same's true in business.
Defense against what?
Cyber threats. That's why companies use Trend Micro.
What do they actually protect?
Your network, your data, your people, from ransomware, phishing, and more.
So it's not just antivirus?
Not at all. Trend Micro has a full defensive playbook trusted worldwide for over 35 years.
Sounds like the kind of defense every business needs.
Exactly. Don't get blindsided. Go to trendmicro.com and see how enterprise security is done right.
Craving that crispy, cheesy, thick Detroit-style pizza? Well, now you got it with Screamin' Sicilian. Screamin' Sicilian delivers the crunch, the gooey cheese pull, and that light, airy crust that you love, all baked in its own pan for those crave-worthy caramelized edges straight from your home oven. You got the cheese, the pepperoni, multi-meat, or supreme. It's like dining out, but without the hefty bill. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section. Screamin' Sicilian, Detroit-style, thick, crispy, unapologetically screamin'.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Game Day is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strofe, Steve Scafidi, Gabe Neitzel, Mr. Worldwide, hanging out with you at the Tundra Trio, just outside of Lambeau Field in Green Bay ahead of Monday Night Football. It's Packers-Eagles tonight at Lambeau Field. Joining us now from inside of Lambeau Field, he is the bold, the bald, the beautiful. He is ESPN's NFL Nation reporter for the Packers. He is our friend, our buddy, Rob Demovsky. Rob, happy Monday. We were talking to you during the week. How are you?
Feels like it's been forever since they played a game, doesn't it, Alex?
Well, yeah, certainly with like the Tucker Kraft news and kind of getting through all that. And yeah, it really does. And watching all the weird things that happened in the league yesterday, it was amazing that the Packers didn't get upset like the Bills and the Panthers and all the other teams that did yesterday.
The teams were blowing leads like crazy again, right?
Yep.
Giants again. And crazy game.
Does it feel like the parity is up in the NFL even more so this year to you, Rob, or is that just me being a prisoner of the moment?
I mean, here's the thing. Like, if you look at the NFC, there are so many teams that have, like 5 or 6 wins at this point, right? Like, Philadelphia's got 6. Detroit, Chicago have 6. Tampa has 6. Seattle and the Rams have 7. San Francisco has 6. Carolina and the Packers have 5. Like that, that's not a lot of separation, and that's a lot of teams for not that many playoff spots. So it'll sort itself out. Obviously, like things. I mean, there was a time about this time last year when everybody in the NFC North was 500 or better, and it's close now. Obviously, Minnesota's 4 and 5, but it didn't. It'll separate. Water will find its level, so to speak. But right now, it's anybody's guess who's going to be at the top, floating above it.
Hey, Rob, I was tossing this around with Gabe and Alex earlier. This Packers team has lost to 2 horrible teams, my words. But yet here they are with a chance to beat Philadelphia, the Super Bowl champs, and again be on top of the NFC. That's a pretty wild scenario. I guess maybe you see once in a while, but not usually with great teams.
Yeah, Steve, if they win tonight, this is the opposite of last season when they couldn't beat the good teams. They would have wins over Detroit in week 1, and then tonight over the Eagles, yet they lose to Cleveland and Carolina, whereas last year they were, 0-6 or 0-5 against the so-called good teams. So that would be a really interesting thing to look at, the difference between the 2 seasons if they win tonight. If they lose tonight, now we're talking, the Detroit win was a fluke, and Detroit was, in their first week with new coordinators and all that. So I think there's, a lot to be made of tonight's game. I mean, the Packers, win or lose, are going to say, hey, there's a lot of football left, and I get it. But for us and the people who want to, try to project what they are and what they will be, I think tonight's game will definitely sway your opinion one way or the other.
Rob, Brandon McManus got the vote of confidence from the special teams coordinator. Kind of a weird comment on, I think it was Thursday, from Matt LaFleur, clarifies it on Saturday, talking about competitive situations at kicker. Yeah. He does not have an injury designation, so hey, he's going to be the kicker. So why are they still carrying 2 kickers on the roster?
Gabe, that is a fantastic question, and it would certainly help Brandon McManus if he was, if he is their kicker, no ifs, ands, or buts, and it would certainly help his psyche, so to speak, if that's needed, to not have a second kicker on the team. But there's got to be a reason for it, and the reason must be that they're still not convinced, despite what they say, that McManus is going to pull through this from a maybe not necessarily even an injury standpoint, just an effectiveness standpoint, or maybe in their own weird sort of way that they're trying to keep another team from getting a good kicker, and they think that they're I don't know who's in the market for kicker, but these guys think weird ways, and they have enough roster spots that they don't necessarily need one right now. That maybe they're like, it's worth it to us to pay a second kicker so that one of our competitors doesn't pick him up. I'm just throwing that out there as a possibility. It's a small one, but I wouldn't rule anything out when it comes to these guys' paranoia over competitive advantages.
Tucker Kraft's out now for the year, probably in the next year. Musgrave, can he be Tucker Kraft? He's not going to block like him probably, but, I don't know a lot about Musgrave. What kind of a talent is he? How good can he be at tight end? And let's be honest, as a receiver for this team that needs receivers.
Yeah, totally different tight end than Tucker Kraft, Steve, and that's why they drafted both of them, because people forget Musgrave was the higher pick in the second round. He's the receiving tight end, the tall, runs like a receiver in a tight end, build. What is he? Probably 6'5". I mean, he's a big dude, and he can run. And he's had a couple injuries. He was the starting tight end for the first 8 or 9 weeks of their rookie year. Him and Kraft coming in together, and it was his, I believe, lacerated kidney that against the Chargers, if I'm not mistaken, in 2023, that opened the door for Tucker Kraft. So, they're not just going to be able to scratch out 85 and put 88 in the same position on the grease board and run the same plays because they're different type of receivers. But what it does do, and I think could be intriguing, is it puts another speed deep threat guy on the field along with Christian Watson at the receiver position and Musgrave at the tight end. He's not gonna catch it and stiff arm people out of the way, but he can go down the seam like a Jermichael Finley used to do and haul in one of those like frozen rope passes for 30 yards. He can do that.
ESPN NFL Nation reporter Rob Demovsky with us here on Green Bay Game Day. on ESPN Wisconsin 620 WTMJ. Rob, something that I heard you talking about a little bit on Wilde and Tausch this morning, but is also it had been in my brain the last week or two, is the Packers' lack of turnovers or been able to force turnovers. Why do you think that is? Because last year they were so good in that category, and this year not so much.
Yeah, it's a great question. And they spent all this time in training camp. Remember the Ball King story? Wendell Davis, I think it is, their assistant coach, was in charge of highlighting every time they punched the ball out and got a takeaway. And, I mean, that's been completely non-existent. And the problem, too, is if you're going into tonight thinking, it's going to turn around, the Eagles don't turn it over. I think they had 3 giveaways all season. And you know, for whatever you want to say about the inconsistencies that they've had, they're not giving the ball away. I do think, that kind of thing would certainly help this offense, which has been inconsistent. The defense has been pretty good outside of the, lack of takeaways until last week's, Rico Dowdle exposing them up the middle. But yeah, to get they're going to have to get some takeaways at some point. You don't want to live by it. I've always said you just don't want to be a defense that can only win if you take the ball away, but you sure could use some to, make it a little easier on yourself.
Rob, I tweeted this out last week. I was just watching a lot of football, and the wide receiver screen is just making football stupid. I just see so much of this now. It's like, let's throw way behind the line of scrimmage.
Football stupid.
Yeah, and we're not blocking properly. It's like, why would we keep seeing this play used by everybody in the NFL? I know it works once in a while, but wow.
Yeah. It's funny. I was trying to get a video of Savion Williams at practice on Thursday. He had come back to practice. Now he didn't practice the rest of it. The only video I could get was of him running one of those bubble screen type plays. And I'm like, I have to post this because I want to show that he's practicing, but the people are going to freak out because they're still working on that play. So, yeah, people hate it. It hasn't been good.
Is that just the new end around for them?
No, but they still do the end around.
Yeah, remember when? Yeah, they do. And I mean, remember when they used to just throw those little swing passes to running backs or receivers, and they're basically running plays. I mean, it's basically a running play, a way to get the run game going. But it's not working. And when it does work, Savion Williams fumbles at the end of it when they're down inside the red zone or close. So LaFleur loves it, and we'll see if he sticks with it. But based on the little practice rep I saw, they were still working on it this week. So close your eyes if you don't want to see it.
Well, Rob, you brought up Savion Williams. He's one of 4 Packers who are listed as questionable, along with Matthew Golden, along with Dontavian Wicks, and then the big one, Zach Tom. What are your expectation level on those 4 and their availability for the game tonight?
Yeah, I think Dontavian's trending in the right direction. Practiced all week. We talked to him. He felt pretty good. The Savion Williams and Matthew Golden were going the other way. Started the week with a little practice work and then dropped out. The weird thing is that they have 4 receivers on their practice squad, and they didn't elevate a single one of them today. So maybe they think
could be a good sign.
2 of the maybe they think at least 2 of those 3 are going to play. I would say Wicks will play almost for sure, and I think Zach Tom will as well. Which they need.
All right, that's the big one.
Yeah, they need some continuity on this offensive line, and they need Aaron Banks to play more than just half the game and miss a start here or there. They need to get that group together, cohesive for a good run in the second half of the season, and they better hope that they can do that because that's probably the key to getting the running game going is just offensive line continuity.
Is there any chance that they admit that it was a bad idea to move Elton Jenkins to center and move him back to left guard if Aaron Banks continues to have injury issues?
I would, but I don't think they are. In fact, we heard, I think it was Adam Stenovich or maybe it was LaFleur this week, essentially absolving Elton of, responsibility on some specific plays that weren't blocked right. Well, that wasn't Elton's fault. So they still think that he's a center. I do not like moving one guy to change 2 spots, right? I mean, you created a new center and a new left guard by moving Elton Jenkins. I didn't like it at the time. I still don't think it was the right move, but I don't think we're going to see any change.
Rob, before we let you go, I'm going to change up what I usually do at the end here. All right, I am.
Wait,
not
is that because I pick the Packers every week this year? I'm prepared to go against them today.
Yeah, well.
No, it's actually not why. It's because what we've talked about each of the last several weeks is we don't know what the hell this team is. And we are now through 8 games, going to be the 9th tonight. So rather than ask you how you think this plays out, and you're more than welcome to throw that into your answer here, what are you hoping to find out about the Green Bay Packers against a good Eagles team tonight on Monday Night Football?
Yeah, it sort of feels, Strophy, like if they lose this game, it's sort of the same narrative that we've had in the last couple of years. Is they're good but not great, and it looks like a season where they're not going to have a home playoff game, which means you're going to have to be a wild card team and make a difficult road to the Super Bowl, and maybe they win a playoff game or two, but it seems like it's a road that they cannot navigate successfully. If they win this game, I think it puts the storyline in, okay, let's see if they're really this good and can go on from here and they win this game, they're that number 1 seed. I know it's a long way away, but it still puts them in a really good position. And they talked about at the end of the last couple seasons about the importance of trying to get a home playoff game, at least one. Yep. The only way to do that, obviously, is to win the division. They haven't been able to do that. And then the thing to me, like the most important stretch, not that next week's game against New York isn't they all count the same, but after that, you start the division gauntlet, right? There's 5 division games still remaining, 3 in a row, Minnesota, Detroit on Thanksgiving, and then Chicago. Like that's where we'll know by the end of that stretch. We'll sort of know what this team's prospects are for either A, making the playoffs, or B, being a really high seed in the playoffs.
Rob, real quick, what's the over-under on tush pushes tonight?
I wrote a story about it, and I talked to a defensive coach and an offensive coach from other teams that have obviously studied this whole thing. And when I asked somebody, one of those coaches, if he thinks the Eagles are going to try to run it a lot because the Packers were the ones that put their name on the proposal at the league's basically doing. And the coach said they're going to do it over and over and over and over again.
Would not surprise me.
I was taking hand notes. It might have been 5 overs, but I know for sure he said 4.
Well, great. That's really fun football to watch. Wide receiver screens and tush pushes. Can't wait for Monday Night Football. Thanks, Rob.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Stay warm.
Do our best. The great Rob Demovsky of ESPN joining us here on Green Bay Game Day. Hey, let's elevate your game-watching experience tonight, shall we? Download the Prize Picks app today. Use my code GKB. That's code GKB. You'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's my code GKB. GKB. To get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Coming up next, we pick our Network Health heroes of the game. Who needs to step up for Green Bay to get a crucial victory on a Monday Night Football matchup between them and the Eagles? Hero of the Game, presented by Network Health, is next on Green Bay Game Day.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I got you covered. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. With holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust Accutrans Group to handle all my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or a festive celebration, Accutrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 11 to 32 ounce or 10 count selected varieties Starbucks coffee, $8.49. 32 ounce selected varieties International Delight Creamer, 2 for $7. 52 ounce selected varieties Florida's Natural Orange Juice, $3.99. 9.25 to 10.3 ounce selected varieties Healthy Choice Meals, 2 for $5.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, wow, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history, like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Football's back, and if you're headed up toward Green Bay, the perfect stop is Higher Love Cannabis Company, just seconds over the border in Menominee, Michigan. Less than an hour from Green Bay. An easy stop before or after the game or anytime you're passing through town. And with so many low-quality, unregulated CBD products floating around Wisconsin, trust matters. Higher Love, award-winning, organically grown, locally owned, and the real deal. Higher Love Cannabis Company, best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Drove, Steve Scafidi, Gabe Neitzel with you at the Tundra Trio in the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio just outside of Lambeau Field. It's Monday Night Football. Packers-Eagles tonight on ESPN and ABC. It is time now for I Need a Hero, your hero of the game, which is presented by Network Health. Network Health honored to serve many veteran members, and they're also proud to count veterans among their employees because they're based right here in Wisconsin. They are able to develop health plans specifically with their veterans in mind. Network Health, and a good time to remind you, tomorrow, Veterans Day, so make sure you thank a veteran in your life. It's time now for I Need a Hero. Who's going to step up tonight for the Packers? A big one tonight against the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll start with you, Gabe Neitzel.
I am going to say this is probably more of an unsung hero, but I think Devontae Wyatt needs to control the line of scrimmage for the Packers. I mentioned the number of times that Saquon Barkley has gone over 70 yards rushing this year. It's only twice, and that's a big reason why I think the Eagles have been as inconsistent as they've been offensively. They've scored a lot of points. They haven't put up a ton of yards. It's because they haven't been able to get Saquon in that ground game going. So if Devontae Wyatt has a big game, controlling the line of scrimmage, having a good game against another offensive line. We've talked about the Packers' offensive line struggles. Same thing over on that side for the Philadelphia Eagles. So I think Devontae Wyatt's got to step up and have a big game tonight. Again, not necessarily statistically, but I think if he kind of controls the line, allows the linebackers like Quay Walker and Edgerrin Cooper to do their job, then I think this defense can have some success tonight.
And worth noting, Eagles center Cam Jurgens ruled out of this game tonight. So hopefully a good opportunity for Wyatt. I like that pick. Steve?
I'm going to go with offense. I'm going to be Captain Obvious here, but Jordan Love needs to have a 3-touchdown game. He needs to play like a top 10 quarterback, maybe top 5 quarterback. Demonstrate to the world, or at least the country, why he's a great quarterback in the NFL. I watched Caleb Williams yesterday. win a game they should have lost.
Yep.
With some incredible quarterback play. Now, his passes weren't perfect, but he got it done. Jordan Love needs to get it done against a really good team.
Never say we're not the bigger people on this program. Steve Scafidi just complimented the Bears quarterback.
Yes, I did.
Make a note of that. Make a note of that. Now, Bears fans cheering now. I shouldn't have doubled down on that.
Yeah, good for you, Steve.
You did something I'm not strong enough of a man to do.
Nor am I.
Now, to your point on Love, Steve, it's not that I don't believe he's capable, because we know he is capable. It's a matter of, will the head coach cut him loose and allow him to make those
Great
throws,
point.
make those plays?
Put him in the best position. How about throwing a pass over the middle instead of down the field or sideways, like we talked about earlier? Do something interesting on offense.
I don't know. Maybe Savion Williams, if he plays tonight, can break one of those bubble screens finally.
Yeah.
My hero of the game, I'm going to stay on the offensive side of the football, and I am going to go with another obvious one, Mr. Reliable. I think Romeo Doubs needs to have a big game tonight. Some question marks around the health of some of these receivers. You don't know exactly how much of an impact Luke Musgrave will make in this first game. He's going to be the premier pass catcher at the tight end position. I think Romeo Doubs will come into play against a corner group who's rather struggled. That's why they went out and made some moves at the trade deadline last week.
Yeah, I mean, he's been the guy that Jordan Love has trusted the most. I would prefer some of those opportunities go to guys like Matthew Golden, because I think they can be more explosive for this offense. But who knows if Golden's going to be available? You know, he didn't practice all week. He's questionable heading into the game tonight. And Romeo is the most productive receiver that they have that's healthy. And he is going to have to step up, especially if some of those receivers are unable to go.
Network Health's I Need a Hero here on Green Bay Game Day. All right, Steve, you're going to stick around for one more segment.
I am.
Because you got to talk to who?
The genius.
The genius. Jason Wilde, who's off to the side shaking his head at me during that last segment, so he's got some things to say. He's coming in hot today. The Jason Wilde Hour begins right after this on Green Bay Game Day.
Or Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Homer here for Window Nation's end-of-the-year sale. This November, you'll save big with 50% off all window styles, plus you could get 0% financing for 5 years. Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you'll actually save money on lower utility bills and come with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation even has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Don't miss out on 50% off and 0 interest for 5 years. Visit windownation.com to get started.
Looking for a delicious meal without breaking the bank? Cousin Subs has you covered. Our $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub piled high with fresh hand-sliced ingredients, crisp veggies, and all your favorite toppings. Add a bag of chips or regular fries, a fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal's available online or through the Cousins app only. And you can enjoy your meal at home, at work, or delivered straight to your door, hot and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available at participating locations. Offer subject to change.
Did you forget the first day of school is this week and little Nancy still needs her name embroidered on her backpack? Or the company shirts are due now, not next week? Maybe the boss just declared Steve's retirement party is today and the shirts are mandatory? Whatever the rush, Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more in Mequon has got you covered with fast turnarounds, no minimums, eco-friendly printing, and high-quality custom apparel. Big Frog brings your custom ideas to life fast. Stop by Big Frog in Mequon or visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, where your ideas leap to life.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by Fifth Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into non-stop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Brighten up your home, workplace, or event with flowers and trust Welke's Milwaukee Florist to be your local florist. Welke's is family-owned and has delivered beauty for customers and businesses for well over 100 years. Join Welke's flower subscription so your home is always fresh, or discover the benefits of creating a corporate account and leave the work to them. Welke's Milwaukee Florist has locations in Elm Grove and at 56th and North in Milwaukee. Go to Welke's.com, that's WELKES.com for more info and to place an order.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. It's finally game day.
6, good protection, pass wide open, making the catch and getting into Washington territory. Tucker Kraft pulls his way down to the 20-yard line.
And the countdown to kickoff starts now.
What's the fake? Pass caught, touchdown, Green Bay, Romeo Dobbs.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Broadcasting live from the shadow of the south end zone at Lambeau Field. Alongside Gabe Neitzel and 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde. Here's Alex Strofe.
Yeah, Green Bay Game Day continues. Hour number 2, leading you to kickoff. It is Packers-Eagles. Monday Night Football here at Lambeau Field. I'm Alex Strofe alongside Gabe Neitzel, the mayor, Steve Scafidi. And joining us now for the next hour, he is the 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year. He is the co-host of Wilde and Tausch. He is Jason Wilde. Good afternoon, Jason.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. This isn't yes or no. You know you are allowed to complete sentences.
Just happy to be here on time.
Yeah, we're done giving you a hard time now.
I missed you last game.
Well,
yeah.
So did a lot of people.
Yes, we did.
Strofe sending wellness check text messages. So, yeah, I got here early. I got to see Andy Malumba.
There you go.
Former Packers linebacker
really?
is here.
He's
He's in the crowd somewhere. We should get him on for a segment.
Would love that.
One of the greatest stories I've covered. One of the greatest dudes I've covered, too. So great to see him.
I love that. Jason, this is obviously a big one for an array of reasons, right? It is Packers-Eagles. This is the team that ended your season last year. This is a team.
My season, too. That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
That's nice.
It is a team you were 0-2 against last year. It is a team you mimicked, I would argue, this offseason in terms of your free agent acquisitions, your trade acquisitions, adding a wide receiver in the first round of the draft. You're trying to replicate a lot of the things they did so well last year, so you could obviously try to take their spot in the Super Bowl this season. Big one tonight at Lambeau Field.
Yeah, it is. And I don't think they're anything like the Eagles at this point, right? I mean,
I don't either.
Their offensive line is certainly not coalesced the way they wanted it to.
Well,
now, in fairness, neither is the Eagles.
Right,
you took the words right out of my mouth. But last year they were really good, right? And the Packers were aiming for that. To Strofe's point, the wide receiver situation, spread the wealth continues to occur. I'm curious now how that is adjusted without Tucker Kraft, but again. The loss of Tucker Kraft, we heard a clip from Al Michaels there in the open of the hour, and everyone shed a little tear in the bright lights of the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studios, because I will be happy to be wrong, and all Packers fans will be overjoyed if I am, but I don't believe that they're a Super Bowl team without him. And that could change, and maybe we see the emergence of Matthew Golden in the second half of his rookie season. It would be good if he could begin by doing that tonight, despite being listed as questionable. I do think the fact that the only person they brought up from the practice squad with his first elevation, because he was on the roster for last week's game, is Christian Welch. The fact that they did not elevate any wide receivers. They only have 3 that were theoretically healthy, and 1, Malik Heath, was also on the injury report earlier in the week. So it's Dobbs, it's Watson. I think it's going to be Wicks. I think it's going to be Golden now, the fact that they didn't elevate someone from the practice squad. And I'm counting on Bo Melton to get a catch or two at some point.
I wanted to bring him up kind of facetiously at some point.
How did you want to bring him up?
Facetiously?
Facetiously?
Oh, man.
Did I say that wrong?
It's hard to say when it's cold out.
It is, his lips are frozen.
Yeah.
Facetiously.
But he's played more offensive snaps than defensive
He's
snaps.
played 0.
7-0.
He's played 0 defensive
Fair.
snaps. Plenty of special team snaps, obviously, but 0.
92.
Nicely done. 0 defensive snaps this season. There's a chance we could see him on both sides of the ball tonight because Nate Hobbs is out.
Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, it would take another couple injuries, obviously, for that to happen. But no doubt. I mean, I know I like him as a dude, but he really does give them options that other teams don't have. Now, do I want him matched up with A.J. Brown tonight if I'm Matt LaFleur or Jeff Hafley? I do not. Do I want him being the number one read in a variety of offensive snaps? I do not. But when you are in dire straits like they are, I mean, the sneaky kind of, and this is not to the level. A couple weeks ago when we were doing this, Ryan Taylor was here, the former Packers tight end, and we got to talking with Tausch and him and a couple other people after the Wilde Hour ended. And I always knew this, but it was interesting to get his perspective on it. The Packers lost the 2014 NFC Championship game when they cut him in October because he had made the same mistake that was made by Brandon Bostic on that onside kick. He tried to field it too, and he said, I would have never made that mistake again because they chewed me out to no end for doing that. The reason I bring him up is
Thanks for bringing that up, yeah.
It's over a decade ago, man. Get over it.
I'm never getting over that one.
Okay, players get over it. You should. But, be that as it may, Micah Robinson was their 7th-round pick. He was on the practice squad. Just before the trade deadline, the Titans trade one of their guys that's on their 53, and they plucked Micah Robinson off the Packers practice squad. I'm not saying that he is primetime Revis Island era Darrelle Revis, but it'd be nice to have a guy that's his primary position who's still on your depth chart.
Tucker Kraft aside, having sat through that Carolina Panthers game, what has this team, players, coaches, learned from that, and what can they learn for this game?
Yeah, I think they learned that they are an inconsistent football team, for one, and that is a point of frustration. But I think it goes back to something that I was shaking my head before I came on at Strofe about, and that is, look, the way the Carolina Panthers defended them, it's such a strange way how things have shifted in such a short time, right? And there was that blip with the Steelers game where Mike Tomlin flat out said, hey, look, their linchpin is Josh Jacobs. We're not letting them beat us. Congratulations, you let Jordan Love throw for 360. So, good plan, right? But most teams now are playing those two safeties back. They are forcing – it's kind of the Joe Barry defense, except these teams seem to be executing it better.
It seems to be working.
Keeping everything in front of them. And as we kind of talked about off air after I gave you a hard time, they have to get more production from the intermediate routes. They're not downfield. They're not behind the line of scrimmage. It's that stuff – where – I said this during the game last week. Where are the crossing routes?
Oh, my goodness.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. But here's the thing. In as good as Josh Jacobs has been for this team, what I worry about is they changed their offense so much to fit him that the things that made the Matt LaFleur offense kind of disappeared. Because you watch the other teams that have this offense, the Rams, the Vikings, the 49ers, right? All those other teams that come from that tree, they're crossing routes all over the place.
Indeed.
Guys are getting over the middle of the field, and they again, for the Packers, a lot of it is just at or behind the line of scrimmage or down the field. And I know with Christian Watson now they've tried to throw it more middle of the field, but most of the deep stuff is outside the hashes, kind of by the numbers as well. The middle of the field has been relatively non-existent for this team this season, and that's been a frustrating point.
And they do a lot of the jet sweep or the pop pass or whatever else it is. So they feel like they're always going horizontally, whether they're throwing it horizontally. Yep. Like you look at the play that Savion Williams fumbles on.
Yep.
And the problem I don't necessarily have a problem with the play, but the execution, if you don't block that up, that guy is going to get walloped.
Yep.
And sometimes he's going to lose control of the football, which is what happened. I mean, let's be honest, they were in the red zone 5 times in that game.
They had a lot of yards last week.
Yeah, they came away, and they had 7 possessions. 6 of them, they went 9 or more plays, which is hard to do in the NFL without a mistake. And they made mistakes and overcame them. But the only drive that they had that was shorter was the 4-play drive that ended in a first down interception that Love threw, and he called it a punt. I don't think he was saying it's as good as a punt because you don't punt on first down. It replicated a punt in its
hung
appearance.
In the air. Yes.
Correct.
Hung in the air, and somebody could have fair caught it before they intercepted it.
Green Bay Game Day, spending a couple more minutes with our buddy Steve Scafidi. Steve, before you depart us, what's on your mind ahead of this one?
I just wanted to see this team show up for a big game, and they've done it on occasion over the last few years, but this is a really big game. You're playing the Super Bowl champs. You're at home. I thought they embarrassed themselves last week. I know it was a close game, but you got to beat up on the Panthers. The Panthers sucked the week before, and they sucked again this week.
The week after, not the week in between.
Yeah, we got them at the greatest moment of their lives, apparently, and they showed up. But here's the funny thing. The 2 losses we have are by, 6 points or less?
Yeah,
right?
6 points.
Yeah. It's that stupid game you always play with the scores and your standings, but they're very close to having only 5 wins. Or could be close to having 7 wins and a tie. So it's sort of that interesting dynamic. I just want the team to show up. I want Matt LaFleur, I say this almost every week now, show me something. If you're this innovative, great offensive coach, show me something then. Use the talent you have. You don't have Tucker Kraft. Find somebody else.
In fairness to LaFleur, whenever they've had a big injury, and they haven't had a ton of these big injuries on offense. Christian Watson last year happened in the final week of the regular season, right? So, but when Davante Adams, it was funny for a while. When Davante Adams missed a game, the Packers were going to win because Matt LaFleur found ways to get around it. They struggled more when Tyler Ervin missed games because he couldn't do the jet
God, what a
motion
great
sweep.
reference. Yeah,
right?
You're right. You're right.
But that's the Matt LaFleur we need for the game tonight. That's the Matt LaFleur that has to show up. Oh, one of my big-time weapons isn't out there. I've got enough other guys. I can figure this out. He's been able to do it in the past, needs to do it again today.
God, I wish I would have thought of that earlier in the week. I can see why you do national radio, although your co-host the other night I was a little surprised by that guy.
Yeah, he was rough.
But in all seriousness, you think back to everything. Think about what he did for the 2 games Love missed last year when he had Malik Willis as his quarterback. Yep. Is he at his best when his best is required? He asks that of his players all the time. Now it would be great if he'd deliver his best when his best isn't necessarily required.
Well, we're going to find out.
We sure are, and that's about 2 hours from right now is kickoff, 7:15, 5:15 Central here Lambeau time, just outside of Lambeau Field. Steve, enjoy the game. Stay warm.
I'm going to go mingle for a little bit, and then I'm going to head inside.
I don't know how.
Enjoy that cider.
I don't know how people sit outside. God bless them. Thank you for caring so much about your Packers that my work actually matters to you because, my Lord, I was just walking here. The sun wasn't even completely down yet, and I was like, people are going to sit outside.
Why do you think I'm wearing a Costanza jacket today?
Yeah, no, don't try to make a reference that you don't actually know because we teased you. You're young. We're jealous. We're jealous that you're too young for Seinfeld. But they do have it on streaming services, and it's on 18 different channels in syndication. So get caught up.
Might be the only thing on YouTube TV now.
Oh, wow. Sick burn, bro.
Hey, it's game day. You're heading up to Green Bay. Make a quick stop at Higher Love Cannabis Company, just over the border in Menominee, Michigan. I'm not sure they sell antennas, but I know what else they sell. It's less than an hour in Green Bay. Award-winning, locally owned, organically grown, the best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD for more info. That's findhigherlove.com/CBD. We continue with the 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde. Right after this, it's Green Bay Game Day, ESPN Wisconsin, 620 WTMJ.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Welcome to Jackpot Land this fall at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all fall to win your share of thousands in prizes each month and earn entries into the big December Jackpot Land prize drawings. Your October, November, and December entries all count. Win thousands in cash or reward play. Welcome to Jackpot Land, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
Homer here with a message about Three Pillars Senior Living Communities, located on a serene setting along the Bark River on 300 gorgeous acres. Three Pillars Senior Living Communities is a top-ranked full continuum community: active adult, independent living, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing, and rehab. Three Pillars, the hands-down choice for you or your loved one. Been there. Know people who live there. They love it. You got to go to Dousman and see it in person. Get all the info on Three Pillars at threepillars.org.
We see you out there gearing up for the cold weather ahead. From home winterization to vehicle maintenance, insulated apparel, and more, Blaine's Farm and Fleet has what you need for the season at unbeatable value. Like $200 instant savings on all Cub Cadet snow throwers, 15% off Red Devil paint, stripping, and sanding accessories, and 8 packs of Energizer AA or AAA batteries, just $8.99. Find the value you need to get ready for winter your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Selling your home during winter may surprise you. Serious buyers are still out there and often more eager to move.
Homes get strong offers this time of year, and with less competition, your listing can really shine.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. Our team leads with faith, gratitude, and giving back, donating over $200,000 to local causes since 2020.
Tony Wendorf & Associates is ready to get to work for you with our white glove selling experience. Just search online, Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 5-9. Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out The Best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. We will get to the injury report, which is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, in about 25 minutes. But this just coming across from the NFL Network's Tom Pelissero. Quote, Packers wide receiver Matthew Golden, who is questionable with a shoulder injury, is not expected to play tonight against the Eagles, per source. Golden dealing with that shoulder, suffered last week. Did practice once this week, but didn't in the later portion of the week. Was trending towards maybe not playing, but then we saw they didn't elevate anybody from the practice squad. Ultimately, they land on no Golden, according to Tom Pelissero of NFL Network. Interesting. Yeah, not ideal.
Yeah, not only is it interesting, it's just really surprising to me. Like, I would have thought then, and maybe they are serious. You know, when I was the only one. We were in the locker room on Saturday, and the Penn State Indiana game was going on.
Yeah.
I was
Wild game.
trying to tell Tausch about it because here we are sitting watching, a bunch of us writers and other media types watching Micah Parsons' alma mater fall apart and him getting very frustrated. It was entertaining. He is so funny. But I went and talked to Bo Melton, and Bo and I have a really cool. I really like him. He's a good dude, and I probably allow how much I like him to think he's a better player than he is, frankly. But I said, hey, just out of curiosity, like you got 3 guys that are questionable, and Malik Heath, who was injured earlier in the week. Have you done stuff offensively? And he got real I don't want to say anything I'm not supposed to ish. Now maybe that's just me misreading it.
Sure.
But if they're not going to have Golden, Savion Williams is going to be limited in some fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Dontavion Wicks, obviously you feel like he's back to some degree, practiced all week, so you'll have him, but you probably want to keep him on a pitch count. And then
calf injury.
Right, exactly.
It's not a great combo.
And so then that leaves you with Romeo Doubs, that leaves you with Christian Watson, and that leaves you with Malik Heath as 3 guys that are healthy. I'm intrigued by why no one got pulled up from the practice.
Could it be potentially because?
Oh boy.
With Luke Musgrave.
Coming to get Matthew Golden.
With Luke Musgrave, he might be best used detached from the line. As a tight end, you want to get him out. He's going to run more routes. So, in situations where it would be, we're going to go 3 wide receivers here. Well, actually, it's going to be 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends with Musgrave detached, kind of working the slot a little bit.
Yeah, at the same time, so does that mean they're going to run some, 12 personnel and have him and John Fitzpatrick out there, and he's playing the tight end spot? I guess. I mean. Again, I feel like one of the things that they probably want to do, though, and I'm really curious, the thing that Tausch mentioned, because he used to do it with Kevin Barry next to him, is the old U71 package. Shortly after Seinfeld became popular, they had a guy named Kevin Barry.
Hold on. We talked about the U71 package today, and Gabe didn't believe me when I called him the Pride of Racine.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's because we talked about it on Weekly.
You're not supposed to tell him that. You can't out me like that.
Okay, you know what? That makes a lot more sense. That because he would have been 6 months old when the U71 package was going on.
This is what I'm saying.
Well, come on. Go ahead.
What year were you born?
98.
If he had been...
Yeah, he was 4.
Right. If he was from, say, Green Bay or Denmark, you would have known about it.
No, but Kevin Barry worked in the schools in Green Bay after his NFL career, so that's how I know who Kevin Barry is.
That's true.
Not from his playing days.
Correct.
He did stuff at my elementary school.
You never said to him, hey, I love the U71 package.
That's how I learned about the U71 package. Mr. Barry sat me down one day and said,
Mr. Barry.
Alex, let me tell you a thing or two.
Anyway, for those of you that are young like Alex and have no idea what we're blathering on about, you think we're talking about a submarine or something.
It was a great
Kevin Barry wore number 71.
Green.
Kevin Barry wore number 71, and they basically use one of the tight end positions, and he would come in and be a jumbo package tight end.
Number 71 reporting is eligible.
Doing the shirt thing, yes, exactly. And you know who could do it? Anthony Belton. Number 71.
Oh, did I step on your joke?
No, it wasn't a joke. It was just an observation.
But I use that on Weekly Wildy too. He's just repurposing that program.
Well, it's a beneficial program that I would advocate everybody go watch and listen to.
You do a very nice job.
Podcast, ESPN
Indeed.
Wisconsin app, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube every Thursday. Jason and I talk a little Packers on Weekly Wildy. So, yeah, a lot of question marks about this offense now with that news. We await the news on Zach Tom, Dontavion Wicks, and Savion Williams.
I will say I am okay with this news about Matthew Golden.
As long as?
You're okay with it?
Well, because it didn't seem like he was going to be ready. Right, and I know LaFleur early, it's more day-to-day than week-to-week, but the way he didn't return and the way he didn't practice all week kind of seemed like, okay, let's not rush this guy out there. And I would rather not rush him out there. And if he misses this one game and now he's ready for the next 9, that's where I'm okay with it.
First of all, you're right. I completely agree.
Yeah.
At the same time, the personnel maneuvering, to your point, that's what
that makes no sense.
This morning I had folks in the Wildy and Tausch YouTube chat saying that I'd ruled out Matthew Golden. I'm not in charge of that. Like, I know people think that I've got more juice than I do, but I just thought, based on the context clues and LaFleur's affect when he talked about him, it seemed to me like it was unlikely he was going to go.
Yeah.
And then I see only Christian Welch pulled up from the practice squad, and then I'm like, well, wait a minute now. They must feel pretty good about all those guys playing. So, and look, the other part of this,
Jason, this is a team carrying 2 kickers right now, all right? The things they do on the 53-man roster are very confusing at the moment. They don't know what
but it's not a competitive situation at kicker, but we're carrying 2 anyway.
Yeah, nothing makes a lot of sense this year about the Packers, but here they are at 5-2-1.
Indeed.
That's just self-inflicted, man. Self-inflicted, but I digress.
They're keeping Lucas Havrasik from kicking a game-winning field goal for the Los Angeles Rams in the playoffs.
Is that your theory as well? Because Rob kind of said, he referenced the poison pill news that came out this weekend about Micah and Kenny Clark.
Sure.
You think they're rostering him strictly so he doesn't go to an NFC contender?
Yes.
But they're going to need that roster spot soon.
Oh, well, I also think that it's perhaps, and again, this is we have to wait and see what happens in the next several weeks.
Yeah.
But it also, I
Just
think, is at least a small indicator that they're at least a little bit worried about McManus. And not only that, but he's, 35 years old now?
Right.
So maybe they're thinking, hey, we just carry this guy like they carried Jacob Monk last year, right?
Yeah.
He's not a kicker, but Marco Rivera, one of the best offensive linemen in Packers history, his entire 1996 season when they won the Super Bowl, he was inactive every week.
Yeah.
So you can stash a guy if you're thinking, hey, I think we're going to need a kicker next year.
Sure.
Right? Now, again, you signed him to a 3-year, $15.3 million deal. But again, it's not structured in a way where they're going to take a big cap hit if they decide they want to go with the younger guy. And maybe they're extending the, if you're over 30, we don't want you anymore policy to the kicker next.
Yeah. It's just odd, everything they do. Speaking of odd, a lot of Eagles fans in Green Bay tonight. For those of you that are not here in Green Bay, we have seen plenty of Eagles fans. Now, all of them seem to be matching in some capacity the Philadelphia cream cheese hats.
Yeah, I kind of like those. That's good marketing.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like an organized marketing effort or if you go to the grocery store and they sell them there.
I got to tell you what, especially with Thanksgiving coming up, a lot of holidays, people are making cheesecakes all the time, Jason. That's just
point by you, Gabe.
That's just, that's marketing for the holidays, baby.
Gabe, you make a good cheesecake?
I do.
I believe that. I don't know why I had a hunch you do, but I believe that.
You'll have to make one for the next home game.
Yeah, all right.
I'll
do it.
I will point out, I did see one woman walk by wearing a cheesesteak sandwich foam hat.
Okay.
Which I thought, and by not very well designed, I thought.
Yeah, that's a little much.
Kind of sloppy.
Yeah. Well,
the sandwich itself
are sloppy.
Yeah. That's
so
fair.
Delicious. I will admit, even on the day we play Philadelphia.
Just make sure you got an extra napkin or two.
But a little sloppy.
12.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Okay, hey, we're out here at the Tundra Trio tailgate. That's where we're making all these observations from. And let me tell you, our partners and fans are sipping on some incredible cocktails right now, and that is thanks to our friends at V Private Bar Services, the go-to team behind our bar hospitality. They bring the flavor, the flair, and the experience that takes our game day to the next level. Raise the bar for your next event. Book V Private Bar Services today. Hey, guys.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that was a one-time only deal.
He was here on time this week. He was here on time.
That was my punishment last week. Never the twain shall meet. It'll never happen again. Unless I'm late
His
again.
punishment last week was he actually
you learned your lesson. That is a good lesson to learn.
Punishment.
That's his
tough love, baby.
Like being
tough
suspended
love.
by the league.
For those of you that missed it, Jason, a little delayed last week. So when we played yes or no with Jason Wilde, he actually answered with yes or no. Yeah. That will not be the case today.
Should have retired last week.
Should have retired the segment.
That's a great point.
Should have retired it. If we're being honest, we should have retired it.
Bad news for you, Gabe.
Should have called it maybe, maybe not.
That segment very much not retired and very much in play coming up right after this on Green Bay Game Day.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into non-stop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T McSee Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Love, Jacobs, McKinney, Golden, and now Micah Parsons? This year's gonna be fun. Now's the time to set a game plan for your Green Bay and Wisconsin pigskin parties. This is Marie from Discount Liquor. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Whether you need an ice-cold keg, a bottle of your favorite wine, a unique craft brew, or hard-to-find liquor, we have everything you need, all at the lowest prices in town. Come see us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
Wherever you're tailgating, we'll get you all set up with your favorite beverages. We're open daily 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 2. See all of our weekly specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor.
The holidays are the perfect time to thank the people who make your business shine. At Alpha Custom Apparel, we help you create custom gifts and branded apparel that show true appreciation. Whether it's polished polos for your sales team, cozy quarter zips for employees, or thoughtful giveaways for your best clients. We make it easy with fast turnaround, creative options, and Midwest service you can count on. This season, give gifts that build pride and strengthen relationships long after the holidays are over. Visit alphacustomapparel.com and start your holiday gifting today.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, the official banking partner of Marquette University, and home to Marquette Checking with free ATMs nationwide.
Marquette couldn't quite keep pace with Indiana's offense in a 100-77 loss at the Waterkeeper Alliance Invitational in Chicago on Sunday afternoon. A second-half surge briefly cut the deficit to 10 for the Golden Eagles, but Indiana's 13-2 run put the game out of reach for good. Here's what head coach Shaka Smart had to say after the game.
You said it, Homer. You know, our job is to disrupt the other team, to take them out of what they're doing, to get our hands on the basketball, to be the aggressor, to be violent on that end. Didn't do that at nearly a high enough level.
Marquette now moves to 2-1 on the year and will look to bounce back in Milwaukee on Wednesday night against Arkansas Little Rock.
This has been the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, the official bank of Marquette University. Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Brats, coolers, friends, you've got it all, but rolling into the tailgate with a clean car, that the real MVP move. Keep it spotless with a Tsunami Express car wash membership with 13 locations and growing. It's easy to swing through on your way to the action. Tsunami Express, wash, chill, repeat.
I like that slogan. That's a good
wash,
slogan.
Chill, repeat.
I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of what I do when I shower every day.
You don't shower every day, though, from what I can gather.
Hey.
Again, did I tell a secret that I wasn't supposed to? Sorry.
No, that one's just a lie and
yeah.
Slanderous and
slanderous.
I mean, you told a lie at a public forum.
What percentage of how many days a week do you shower?
7. I shower every day.
So 365 days, how many days do you not shower during that window? 10?
Less.
Really?
Yeah, I shower every day, if not multiple times a day.
The multi-shower days.
There's 365 days in the year. I bet I shower close to 400 times a year.
Huh? Okay. Good for you.
I'm a cleanly fella.
You are. I think there's probably 6 total days of the year that I don't shower. Now, there's days when I don't shower until like after I've done the radio show, worked out. Let's get to yes or no. What are we?
Wow, you have actually deferred a different segment.
Well, I mean, we're talking about shower.
Yes or no time on Green Bay Game Day.
Will today be the day there are black and white answers from our most respected journalist?
Possibly. I think we shouldn't be greedy. Maybe. You would certainly hope so.
It's time for Yes or No with Jason Wilde.
Yes or no? Gabe quit. Where's Gabe?
His uncle is here.
Oh, got it. Okay. Family time all out.
Saying hello to his uncle.
Okay.
Hopefully. Doesn't that guy over there look like Jeff Halfley?
Yes, I had the same thought earlier.
I was like, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be up in the booth?
You didn't actually do that.
No. I didn't. I thought it.
Yeah, I also thought that. But then I saw he was wearing an Eagles sweatshirt, and that would be rather confusing. Okay, yes or no? Let's actually talk about football now.
Okay.
Devontae Wyatt been the missing link for this Packers defensive line.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Okay.
I think there's an argument to be made that he is a really important piece.
Sure.
Missing link. I mean, I thought Colby Wooden went in and played really well, and then when Colby Wooden got hurt, they still had
missing links.
They still had Wyatt, who's obviously coming back from injury, and they struggled obviously against Dowdle. So I would argue that he is an important link. It's debatable whether or not he's not the weakest link.
No.
Goodbye. But he is an nice important
reference.
link. Hey, welcome back.
Oh, yes.
How's your uncle?
He's doing great. Doing great.
Did he have any of the firecracker shrimp from Buck and Honey's? Because it's really good.
I did not ask him
Do
if
they
he
have
had
some
any
shrimp
of
here
that.
tonight?
Yeah, it's in the.
Well, but my uncle lives in Columbus, Ohio, and
oh, nice.
He is taking his in-laws and his wife basically on a tour of Wisconsin. They went to the Badger game on Saturday, Packer game today. So, yeah, kind of all over the place this weekend.
Ooh, that's. You sat through the snow at a Badger game.
And they won.
At least they won.
And now you're going to freeze. Good for them.
Doesn't sound like your idea of a good
You're
time.
You're negative today.
I'm just cold.
No, because Jason, again, isn't a fan. So, the only reason you would sit through a game like this is if for whatever reason
one of your
daughters was playing in it. that is the only reason.
Taking Lucas Haversick's roster spot.
Neither of them play soccer?
No, one does. Yep.
Okay.
They actually had their first off-season practice last night. So
was that indoors, though?
It was. It was in the gym. Very weird.
Very weird. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yes or no? It was in the gym, yes. I asked yes or no, Devontae Wyatt the missing link for this defensive line as he continues to make his return.
I don't know if he's the missing link. I mean, he's an important part of what they're looking to do.
The best part of you missing the beginning of the segment is you verbatim just repeated what Jason Wilde said.
Oh, we're having fun now. That's awesome.
Oh, then I will back up everything that Jason Wilde said. There's a reason why Jason Wilde is a genius.
Out of 365 days, how many days do you shower? That was the other thing you missed.
What?
He says he showers 400 times a year minimum because he's got a lot of double shower days.
Not a lot, but enough.
Okay.
And I shower every week.
You're all caught up now. Next.
All right. Let's go to next. Yes or no? It's prediction time. I know you hate these. Luke Musgrave will play more snaps than John Fitzpatrick tonight.
I think they might play the same number of snaps.
Ooh.
Because I think they still want to use 12 personnel.
Mm-hmm. Especially with no Matthew Golden.
Right, and with the fact that those are two guys that individually do certain things that Tucker Kraft did, but neither of them do everything that Tucker Kraft did, right? So, to me...
They have to replace him in the aggregate.
Thank you for reading. Appreciate that. Yes, I did use that. And by the way, I used that line on John Fitzpatrick, and he interrupted me to say, I love that movie. That, of course, is Moneyball.
What are your favorites?
It is one of my favorites. Back to the Future, one of my favorites.
Part 3?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. I mean, look, Aaron Rodgers has gotten a few things wrong over the years, none more so than that Back to the Future 3 is the
I just
best in that
assumed it
franchise.
was a facetious answer.
No, I think he means it. I don't get it, but he
He's a
likes
weird-
westerns. He
he's a
likes,
weird-
Tombstone.
I don't know if I qualify.
It's a Western.
Back to the Future Part 3 as a yes or no. Back to
Clint
the Future
Eastwood.
Part 3 is a Western.
Okay, sorry.
Snap counts?
I think it's Luke Musgrave will probably just get a couple more, but I'm with Jason. I think it's probably going to be a lot more equal than a lot of people think. Just because you don't know the name John Fitzpatrick. He is the better blocker of the two. They're still going to want to run the football, and especially as beat up as the wide receiver position is. I think that even though they haven't found a way to efficiently run the football consistently, it's still something that they do want to do. And under the previous regime, it was lip service, right? Like Mike McCarthy actually didn't want to run the football. Nope, didn't actually want to run it. Hard to blame him when you got Aaron Rodgers. Especially when you never really had a back the way that Josh Jacobs can impact a game for the Packers. They're serious about wanting to get Josh Jacobs going, and I think you're going to see more of that. In order to do that, you can't just consistently run, we're going to run a sixth offensive lineman out there. Now everybody knows we're going to run the football. No, you got to mix up your personnel in order to do that, and Fitzpatrick's going to be the tight end, I think, in a lot of those running situations.
Last one for you before we take a break. Got to get to the injury report, but I'm going to phrase this one a little bit differently, but it's the same question for each of you. Jason, for you first. Yes or no, Carrington Valentine is the Packers cornerback the Packers coaching staff should have the most faith in?
Interesting that you would say should. Look, he's had some inconsistency too, right? Like this is why, I wrote about Jair Alexander today, and look, I had somebody who, again, I understand Twitter is a lot of people, and some of them are jerks.
Some of them are bots.
Who cares with a gift from the Golden Girls, which I love the Golden Girls, generally speaking. But here's why that story mattered to me anyway. It was the fact that his interaction with Jordan Love when he came up behind him and did that.
Yeah.
I talked to Jordan about it this week, and that meant a ton to him. But it also reminded me of how different you can be as a defense when you have one of those guys who is, as the kids say, him. Because in 2020 and 2022, that dude was one of the best cover guys in the league. Now, the rest of the time he was hurt, right? 21, 23, 24. And you can't keep him. I'm not in any way saying they need him on their team currently. He didn't even make the trip here,
right?
Which I thought was really interesting that the Eagles chose not to do that.
I did too.
Because all the coaches that he could be learning from on Saturday when everybody else is going out in Appleton, they're all here. So I thought that was odd. But my point is that they don't have anybody like that. Like Nixon had a really good game against Washington. None of that was against Terry McLaurin. I think he is a good corner. But, man, when you get that guy, when you have Tremont Williams, who is selected for the Packers Hall of Fame this week, when you have Charles Woodson, when you have Al Harris.
The scary part about Tremont is he was never the best corner on the team.
Right, and yet he was still a top 5 corner. That's how good they were back then.
I miss those defenses.
Changing the phrasing quickly for you. Carrington Valentine is the corner you, as a Packers fan, have the most faith in.
No, I still trust Keyshawn Nixon more. I understand people get frustrated with the penalties. They get and that's just part of who he is. He's going to get called. It's a tough position to play. He's asked to defend a lot of those number one receivers. I guarantee you he's going to be matched up tonight at some point with A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown's going to out-physical him because that's what A.J. Brown does to every corner. He's just a big physical guy, and Keyshawn Nixon's not going to be able to keep up with that. No, I don't think that's going to happen on a consistent basis, but Keyshawn is CB1. While he has answered every challenge placed in front of him, I think we've reached the ceiling of Keyshawn Nixon, which is a good corner in this league, just never going to be a very good to great corner. If he was your second best cornerback, I think the Packers would be very comfortable, and I think they're going to continue to try to improve that position going forward. But he is a good corner in this league, and it's not like he is just a bum that a lot of people on Twitter like to make him out to be.
Not a bum. 2 Twitter references in those answers. That is yes or no with Jason Wilde. Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. Distilled 6 times till it's just right. Tito's known for great vodka, giving back, and doing good for dogs. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly. Sounds like Matthew Golden will be out. What's the rest of the injury report look like? We will hit that coming up next. Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin rolls on after this.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Game day in Green Bay means friends, food, football, and fun. But first, make sure your ride looks the part. Whether you're rolling up to the tailgate, headed to the watch party, or just cruising around town, a clean car sets the tone for victory. At Tsunami Express Car Wash, you'll get a fast, premium shine every time. Plus free vacuums and detailing tools keep things looking spotless inside and out. With 13 locations and growing across Wisconsin, it's easy to swing through your way to the action. Kick off game day the right way. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
When it comes to joint replacement, you want the best care available. The Orthopedic Surgery Center in Pewaukee is a leader in joint replacement, offering same-day surgery with advanced technology. Their team of experts specializes in knee, hip, and shoulder replacements, using the latest techniques to minimize pain and recovery time. The team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin can get you back to what matters, living pain-free. Total joint replacement. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make money betting on sports? Are you ready to make a winning decision? Are you going to gamble for fun, or are you going to gamble for money? This year, make that decision that will build your bankroll all year long. Go to FatJackSports.com, and for less than $100 a week, make money betting on the games. That's FatJackSports.com. It's a personal portal. It comes to your email. It's hassle-free. It'll make you money. FatJackSports.com.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Crispy chicken just keeps getting better at Cousin Subs. Try our crispy chicken basket, complete with 3 white meat tenders and a regular fry, a meal made easy. And for the little ones, our kids meal comes with 2 crispy tenders, applesauce, a juice box, and cookie. Just the right size for growing appetites. Made with quality chicken and ready to enjoy in-store, online, or on the app. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only around for a limited time. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
It doesn't get any headlines, just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. And there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. So is today's injury report. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com. Today, for more information. Well, we knew this one. This was released about a half an hour ago from
Reported.
Tom Pelissero. What did I say?
Released.
Reported.
It's right to be good.
It's right to be good. Reported by Tom Pelissero about half an hour ago. Matthew Golden is inactive. But I have good news. Zach Tom is active. Dontavian Wicks is active. Savion Williams is active. We'll see how active he is, but he is active. The full inactive list looks as such. Wide receiver Matthew Golden, cornerback Nate Hobbs, kicker Lucas Haversick. That'll always make me laugh. Offensive lineman Jacob Monk, offensive lineman Donovan Jennings, and defensive lineman Lucas Van Ness as expected.
How quickly are they going to need that Haversick roster spot? Because they've got more guys that are coming off of IL and things like that.
IL.
But
I'm going to get on him for that one.
It's injured reserve.
Yeah, I know.
He's got, as Mike McCarthy would say, he's got more pelts on the wall, so I was going to let that slide. I've also stopped correcting Tausch, and I have people complaining to me that I'm not correcting him anymore because there's no real upside to correcting him.
Sometimes you just got to let a guy cook.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you just got to let a guy
Did we quit when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
He's on a roll. Let him go.
All right, so I don't know. Like, you can, if you want to save that roster spot, you can. But here's what happens when you do that.
Ben Sims.
You cut Ben Sims, who would really help you right about now. I'm not saying that he is Tony Gonzalez, but he would be helpful to you.
Yeah, because he's played games, for a significant amount of games.
Yes.
Not this year, but he played a significant amount of games.
The last two seasons.
Yep. And just having that experience and that comfortability in the offense, I think, would be helpful in a game against the defending champs.
Couldn't agree with you more. So, yes, like, I guess my point is that if they believe that he is their kicker of the future, I suppose they could try some sort of a, if they time it right with the release, that he could get through waivers, like right after. Let's say the Rams, who have a kicking problem, sign somebody else.
Yeah.
Off somebody's practice squad. They're stuck with that guy for 3 weeks, right? Because if you sign a guy off someone else's practice squad, that's the rule, I believe. So then you try and sneak him through then, and you hope nobody else who needs a kicker grabs him. Otherwise, if they, and again, I don't know, like.
But here's the problem. What is he? 6 for 6?
Well, he's 10 for 10 with the. He's
extra
got 4.
points, yeah.
He's got 4 field goals and six extra points.
All right, so he's 10 for 10.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean much. I'm pretty sure that Anders Carlson made his first 11 kicks.
He did.
Before things
I think
went
he made
to hell.
his first 16.
Gabe, how many of them were 61 yards?
And that's the thing. Like, I feel that 61-yarders being so over. It was a huge kick.
It was in a dome.
It was a huge kick. But also, the way they've kind of changed the rules where kickers now can go back to manipulating the football, we're seeing guys make those kicks
right.
a
Dude
lot.
made a 68-yarder.
He did.
60's the new 50.
So guys
I
are.
hope so.
Well, Chris Jackie 50s. Like, we're talking like 96-50. Like, when Chris Jackie made a 53-yarder here against the Niners, that was huge. Like, that was barely getting over the crossbar on Monday Night Football. But I feel like so much is going, well, he kicked a 61-yarder. Like, that's great. But I guess I still trust McManus more because he's been more consistent. He's been a guy in the NFL for a number of years, much like Mason Crosby was. Mm-hmm. And I trust that experience, especially at that position. It's great that he's 10 for his first 10, and one of them's a franchise record. I'm not sold on, he made 10 kicks for us. He must be good. Because then what if he starts missing kicks?
You're really bothered by this.
I am.
I love it. And I love it.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Everything you said there was extremely fair.
Okay.
I don't disagree with a word you said. I also think it's worth noting that it was a little poo-poo-ish by the special teams coordinator, Rich Bisaccia, after he basically called out LaFleur for saying that it was a competitive situation. Because then he was, he kicks in practice. When he was talking about Haversick, he didn't say he's kicking really well. We want to keep him around because he's, he gave no details. Like I would, unless it's all part of a ruse and they don't want to say how well he's kicking in practice, so no one claims him when they eventually do need the roster spot.
Like there's a reason this guy didn't kick in the league for 2 years.
Well, yeah, he was busy student teaching.
I guess hey. Helping shape America's future.
In Tucson.
That is important.
It is important work.
That is important work.
Would you ever substitute teach?
Oh, I would love to. I have had some conversations with the University of Wisconsin Green Bay. And,
I was about to say, yeah.
A good friend of mine, Ryan Martin.
More of a professor.
Adjunct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be good at that.
I would love to do that.
Do you have time for that?
Not currently, no. Not currently. But I would love to do that someday.
Would you substitute teach ever?
Substitute teaching is totally, all you got to do is turn on a movie. From what I've gathered.
That is what they say.
That. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out who would be the best substitute teacher of the panel, but it's Jason, and I don't think it's particularly close.
I mean, dude, if I wouldn't have done this, I would have been a second grade teacher. That's what I wanted to do.
I could see that.
That's what my mother
but
was
I always
for
knew
33 years.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I definitely wasn't going to be what your father was.
A police officer?
Yeah, no, not nearly brave enough. Sorry. Much better with the 6 and 7-year-olds. Yeah.
6'7". Very well done.
I think that's dead now. I think we've successfully killed it.
It's because it's reached your generation.
Yeah, exactly.
And you guys are running with it. Now,
parents are ruining this, Dad.
The thing is, I didn't know about it until Craig Karmazin brought it up on Sunday Karma, so I don't know. I don't know how anything works.
You're the oldest 28-year-old guy I know.
Yeah, that's fair.
How old are you?
26.
Even worse.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, being good is right, isn't it? Well, I hate that that's a drop. That's the worst. Jason, final thoughts before Packers-Eagles.
Look, I got a kick out of the fact that Matt LaFleur did not love the question a week ago about a trap game, and then they got caught in.
And then they got trapped.
I got caught in a trap, a Panther trap, if you will. He didn't really love the idea, but he kind of warmed up to it when I asked him on Saturday about measuring stick. And he said, because then he said, well, I'd be lying if I said that doesn't creep in. Well, let's see how they measure up tonight, right? However you want to view this, like, I don't think it's a make or break game in their season. Like, it certainly, it will factor in down the road. Win, lose, or draw. Wouldn't it be something that they tied for the second time this year?
Oh, my goodness.
But my point is that I think it's important. I do. If they play really well and they lose, I think they can still come out here. Kind of like, not to the degree of the 2010 team going to Atlanta, losing to them, and that's the happiest losing locker room I've ever been in, because they were all like, we're going to come back here and we're going to kick these blanks.
And they did.
And they did.
I would say it's important for that. That's the only thing that's important, is to play well tonight.
Yep.
Is to kind of go out there and show that, yeah, we know we screwed up again against an inferior opponent last week. But the Eagles, despite their struggles, are still one of the premier teams in the NFC. They're still 6-2. Go out there and show that, yeah, we have messed up against some inferior opponents, but we're still one of the best teams in the NFC. And teams need to be, even without Tucker Kraft, scared of us. That's what you have to go out there and do tonight.
You nailed that. That was even better than I did.
Well, we'll be hearing you on Green Bay game night. We'll be hearing you on Wilde and Tausch just a few hours after your appearance on Green Bay game night.
Yeah, I'm with Homer like 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Oh, you're on Jen Gabe and Chewy tomorrow because it's Tuesday.
It is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're going to sleep for?
Not enough.
Okay.
But hey, if you want to come write a sidebar for channel3000.com, you can be paid the same amount that the folks at 565 Analytics are paid by Doug.
I was really hoping.
Which is nothing.
I was really hoping there might be an
but
upside.
There's valuable experience.
Yes, it's not even. Those guys all have real jobs.
Yeah.
It's not like they're even interning and getting credits.
Not even interning. Very good. Well, Jason Wilde, we appreciate the time as always, brother. Thank you for being on time. Thank you for your insights. We'll be hearing you tomorrow on Wilde and Tausch.
I appreciate you having me. And it was great to spend extra time with both of you this week, as opposed to last week when I was here for about 45 minutes.
Green and gold fans, it is game day. Kick off your tailgate with Bacardi. Whether it's a Bacardi and Cola, lime and soda, or spiced and cola, Bacardi, your game day go-to. Grab a bottle at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum 40% alcohol by volume. 1 hour left in this pregame party. We will continue, myself and Gabe Neitzel, right after this. It's Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. ESPN Wisconsin, 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 59. Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out the best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
Your path to a degree should fit your life, not the other way around. At Lakeland University, you can personalize every part of your college experience. With a main campus in Sheboygan, evening classes across the state, and flexible online options, you choose how and when you learn. Just graduated high school, changing careers, juggling work and life, they've got options for you. You can even earn credit for experience you already have or for the work you're doing now, saving time and money. Start customizing your future today at lakeland.edu/ESPN. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
Is it time to buy an engagement ring?
Or a big anniversary diamond?
Kessler's has diamonds that come from diamond mines.
And we also have diamonds that come from plasma chambers.
When you see the size of the diamond you can afford when you look at our high-tech newborn created diamonds,
you're going to be happy, happy, happy.
And with approved credit, our financing plans make anything possible.
Our selection of engagement rings is beyond compare.
And our custom design department can modify any ring in any way you choose.
Anyone who says they can give you a better ring
or a better diamond
or a better price
has never been to Kessler's.
And our miraculous no small print warranty says,
if you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed.
It's just that simple.
And all maintenance is free forever.
No charge.
Yes, it really is that miraculous.
You found a partner you want to share your life with.
When you're ready to celebrate,
we've got a diamond for that.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, it's John McGivern here. You know I love Network Health. One of the reasons is that they're local and they understand how important that is. Their exceptional customer service isn't just words on a page. It's what they do. It's what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta Restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free in 36 months of 0% financing plus a bonus $1,000 off. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Bruston Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's finally game day.
6, good protection, pass wide open, making the catch and getting into Washington territory. Tucker Kraft pulls his way down to the 20-yard line.
And the countdown to kickoff starts now.
What's the fake? Pass caught, touchdown, Green Bay Romeo Dobbs.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Broadcasting live from the shadow of the south end zone at Lambeau Field. Alongside Gabe Neitzel, here is Alex Strofe.
All right, Green Bay Game Day is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strofe and Gabe Neitzel continuing with you. Just having a little dinner in the break. I think Gabe's all right now.
We're good.
Wrong pipe? Okay. Get some water. Get some water.
I did.
Okay, good.
I mean, I'm probably going to need a little bit more. I might have another coughing fit here eventually, but.
Very good. Well, we've got a lot to get into. We're about an hour away, just over an hour away from kickoff between the Packers and the Eagles. Packers 5-2-1, the Eagles 6-2. So two of the better records in the NFC, but still two teams that have their problems, have their issues. And obviously, this is the NFL. Everybody's imperfect. But when a team that we cover so closely has losses to the Browns and the Panthers, and that tie against the Cowboys doesn't look as bad as those two losses, but certainly a game you still probably should have won.
It's not great.
No.
Especially with how it ended.
Right, exactly. In overtime, and even in regulation, just a messy end to that game all over the place for Green Bay. You start wondering, hey, how good is this team? Right, you've seen some flashes, we've seen good games, but we haven't seen that elusive, complete game. I feel like it's every week we're talking about, well, is this the day? Is this the day the Packers can finally put together 60 minutes of complimentary football, yet we just still haven't seen it.
Well, and it's one of those things. It's one of the things I talked about when I was on The Fanatic in Philadelphia today. Yeah. John Kincaid, one of the co-hosts of their morning show, along with Andrew Selchunas, we were kind of going back and forth about like the flaws that we see in our teams that we're close enough to, and you see those flaws and they stick out versus what the perception of your team is, right? And for the Eagles, I think that the perception is, this is a 6-2 team. It's a team that's going to win the NFC East again, and they're going to because their division's just not as good as it was a year ago. One of the coaches in the division just got fired with the New York Giants. It's a team that has a really good reputation, but a lot of Eagles fans are just not happy with the way that it's looked so far this year. And some of the numbers bear that out. They're 10th in scoring offense, 23rd in yards. That's just a really weird disparity to have. Usually those two numbers are kind of closer to in the ballpark, right? I think the Packers are 11th in scoring. They might be 9th in yards, right? Like those two numbers, they make sense. They're close enough to one another. So, the Eagles fans, they see all their warts, and we sit here, the big bad Eagles are coming into town. And they're sitting there going, man, we're going to go to Lambeau, take on that Packer team, and we're seeing all those warts because we're a little bit close to it. But that's to your point. A lot of teams have these imperfections. We talk a lot about, that cornerback position, it's a position need for the Packers. Everybody's got that. Now it's not necessarily corner for everybody, but it's that position exists everywhere.
Absolutely.
And even for a team like the Eagles, who have paid a lot of players. They have 7 players in the top 100 in terms of annual average salary. Mm-hmm. And the Packers are starting to work their way up that list as well, with paying Jordan Love, paying Micah Parsons, paying Zach Tom.
You're going to add some more names to that list soon, right?
Yeah, and you're going to be,
Tucker Kraft
going to be hopefully added to that list soon. So that leaves deficiencies on the roster because you can't have all pros and Pro Bowlers at every single roster spot. So for the Eagles, their offensive line's probably not as good as they want it to be. For the Packers, their cornerback position, even the Eagles, they went out and acquired a couple of different cornerbacks around the trade deadline, one of which we know is not going to be here tonight in Jair Alexander. So both these teams kind of have their warts coming into this game, and that's kind of the interesting thing about these two teams. Right now, sitting there at 2 and 3 respectively in the NFC standings, yet they both feel like they've kind of left something out there, something on the table.
Yeah, I agree with you fully. So is tonight the night the Packers are able to put it all together? If we were betting men, I would imagine we both say a definitive no. But have we seen crazier things happen? Yes. I remember a particular game where the weather was similar and it was dark out and it was a primetime game, all eyes on the Green Bay Packers, just under 2 years ago at this time, when the reigning Super Bowl champion came to town and the Kansas City Chiefs. And what the Packers do, well, took care of business on Sunday Night Football during Jordan Love's first season as the starter. And I would argue that was a game where they played some pretty complimentary football. You're pointing at me.
I don't like that comparison.
Why?
You know who they played the next week? You know who they lost to the next week?
The New York Giants.
You know who they play next week?
The New York Giants.
Okay, all right. So I think we end the comparison there and we walk away. But this is what the Jordan Love era has been for the Packers.
Yeah.
A lot of inconsistency.
Big time.
Where in his first year, especially in that second half, we love to think about that second half as, juggernauts. Man, nobody wanted to play that team, and that was true to an extent, but there were still a couple of bumps in the road, like the loss to Tommy DeVito and the New York Giants. After you beat the defending champs, the week before that, you beat the Lions on Thanksgiving. Had two just huge signature wins that turned your season around and eventually led to a playoff berth and a playoff victory. And then last year, it's, well, can the Packers beat any of these really good teams that are going to be playoff teams in the NFC? And the answer, obviously, unfortunately, was ultimately no. But that's just kind of been the roller coaster ride of the Jordan Love era.
Yeah.
And when we talk about, we might as well say Packers when we say, man, could Jordan Love just be more consistent? Because if he was more consistent, we would feel better about the Packers being consistent. I think those two things have kind of gone hand in hand.
Of course.
And again, it's not about, oh man, can Jordan just play 17 spectacular games? That's not the question.
And what quarterback plays 17 spectacular
and that's the point.
Right.
Like, you're not going to be able to play your A game for 17 weeks in a row. But when you don't have your A game, like last week, can you still come away with wins, especially against inferior opponents? And this year, the answer for the Packers has been no. But the good news is, for the Green Bay Packers, when they've played these better opponents, again, Washington's faded, but everybody was high on Washington coming into the season. Everybody was high on Washington coming into that Thursday night game here at Lambeau Field earlier this year. The games against them, the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, obviously the Detroit Lions to kick off the season, that's when the Packers have elevated their game to a different level, and you hope that they do that tonight.
I just got a text for fans of Green Bay game day that they will very much enjoy. Just got a text from our buddy John Anderson, who joins us on our road crew. All of our road games, John Anderson joins us on, and you'll hear him in 6 days when the Packers head to New York. He texted me 3 words, Gabe.
What's that?
Get right game. And boy, it's going to be a chilly get right game opportunity for the Packers. It is 33 in Green Bay right now, but by kickoff it will be 30.
What's the feels like?
And by the end of the game, we're getting down to 27. Currently, it feels like 25.
Okay, so the wind chill's not that bad.
So it's taking about 10 degrees off. So
that's not terrible.
27 by 10 o'clock. Tell you about 17 probably the feel like.
Especially if you're going into the stadium, you're packed in next to everybody. A little extra warm.
Cuddle up a little bit. That is your weather report, which is brought to you by Window Nation. Whether it's a cold Lambeau breeze, a rainy afternoon, or that perfect fall football chill, you want windows that can handle it all. This November, Window Nation puts an end to your window problems. You'll save big too with 50% off all window styles. Plus, you could get 0% interest for 5 years. Hurry, this sale ends soon, so schedule your free estimate right now. WindowNation.com. That's WindowNation.com. We'll continue to preview this one. It's Packers-Eagles on Monday Night Football. Coming up after this, Alex Strofe, Game Nights with you on Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin, 620 WTMJ.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Shorter days don't have to be so dismal. It's time to reach out and check in on those you care about and to remind ourselves that we are not alone. This month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling pound 250.
People say buying a home in winter is tough.
But fewer buyers means less competition, and motivated sellers can mean better opportunities.
This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. When the perfect home appears, our team at Tony Wendorf & Associates helps you move fast, even during the snow.
Start your home journey today with our white glove service by simply searching online Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
You want in on the autumn action at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee? Of course you do. With $300,000 in prizes, who wouldn't? November 1st through the 20th, play with your rewards card for entries. Thursdays, pick your win from a prize board. At the end of the night, all leftover prizes go to one winner in a jackpot drawing. Autumn action. It's going down at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you. With 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Any coach will tell you, games are won in the preparation. The same's true in cybersecurity. Trend Micro helps businesses move from reactive to proactive with cyber risk exposure management. That means real-time visibility into your risks across cloud, email, endpoints, and networks. For over 35 years, enterprises worldwide have trusted Trend Micro to prepare, protect, and perform. Don't wait for the next threat to blow the whistle. Get secure now at trendmicro.com, because the best defense is being ready before the game even starts.
Homer here for Window Nation's end of the year sale. This November, you'll save big with 50% off all window styles. Plus, you could get 0% financing for 5 years. Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you'll actually save money on lower utility bills and come with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation even has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Don't miss out on 50% off and 0 interest for 5 years. Visit windownation.com to get started.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. I'm Alex Strope alongside Mr. Worldwide, my good friend Gabe Neitzel with you, as we are both very warm, very toasty here at the Tundra Trio just outside of Lambeau Field.
I have not gotten as cold as I thought as this has gone along. And I think, again, like the wind is kind of cut down a little bit. It's not overly cold. You know, it's just kind of what you would expect if you're playing at night in the middle of November at Lambeau Field.
That's fair.
You know, like, again, last year, the Bears game, that was cold.
Sure was.
That was a cold game. And that game was at noon, you know, and that was just a really cold game. Not that, you know, again, it's just what you would expect coming to Lambeau Field in the middle of November. But when you have those conditions, you got to, you know, these conditions, you got to be a little extra careful with the football. Because it's a little slicker, it's a little easier to get punched out. Fumbles could potentially be something to keep an eye out for inside Lambeau Field.
Yeah, you know, I'm glad you bring that up, fumbles and turnovers, and it's something obviously I brought up a few times throughout the show this afternoon here on Green Bay Game Day, for those of you just joining us on YouTube on 620 WTMJ on ESPN Wisconsin. I'm really bothered by the lack of turnovers this defense has forced, because
you're as bothered as I am about the kicker.
Yeah, and I think
one
mine's
of these,
more fair.
And one of these is more important than the other. All right, if we're being completely honest.
But I won't
one
say
of them
which.
is more important.
I won't say which. No judgment here. But I am a little, especially, and you know, Rob Demovsky, when we talked to him in the 4 o'clock hour, only furthered this obsession with this lack of turnovers for me, because he brought up something I had kind of forgotten about. I remembered it in the beginning of the season, kind of just faded to the back of my memory. Wendell Davis, a defensive assistant coach, known as the ball king this offseason, because they were forcing fumbles on Josh Jacobs in training camp, and they kept punching the ball out, and all these interceptions on Love and Malik Willis in training camp. And they installed an alarm system, like a horn and a light in one of their team meeting rooms.
Yeah.
Because this is a team that's forcing so many turnovers, so we must have a celebratory factor. And then we get to the regular season, and boom, it disappears.
Yeah, and Jason talked about it even earlier this season about, well, in the NFL, you obviously can't emphasize everything, so you got to be true. And the Packers emphasize turnovers. And I made the joke earlier when we were talking about this about, well, I mean, turnovers are one of those things that's hard to replicate year over year, but it's way down, right? Just way down. And I can't think of too many opportunities where they've even, like last week, I can't remember the name of the defensive back for the Panthers, dropped that interception in the end zone. Just flat out dropped it. Have the Packers really had those opportunities where it's just like, oh, it's right there, and you just couldn't hold on to it?
And not to add insult to injury here, but it feels like Love's thrown a few of those balls.
Yeah, Love's thrown a couple, and again, those happen. Like, again,
yes, I agree.
But
that have been dropped specifically, which I mean, neither here nor there. I just wanted to throw that out there. But it feels like the Packers defensively,
but they just hit it. That's what I'm saying. Like those throws happen, and because I've seen kind of some people on Twitter get after Jordan Love for the interception he threw last week that Jason, and in fairness, Love self-described as a punt.
Yeah.
Because that's the way it was caught. Patrick Mahomes had one of those against the Buffalo Bills in their game as well. So really good quarterbacks, even if you're really good, they happen from time to time. So you would think the Packers would have one of those at some point, and I guess they kind of had that with the lone Xavier McKinney interception that had happened against Joe Flacco late in the first half of the Browns game. But as much pressure as they've been able to get at different times, that hasn't led to the turnovers that I really thought they would. And they've been able to get after the quarterback. They've been able to, last week aside, but they've been able to get after the quarterback, apply some pressure, get home with some of that with Micah Parsons and with Rashawn Gary in different spurts. And it's not like they've gotten a lot of strip sacks, strip fumbles, things of that nature. I thought that this pass rush with Micah Parsons would really help increase some of those numbers, and they haven't been there.
Well, let's use this as our trivia
especially after the first game. Like, we got the interception because Micah Parsons beats Penei Sewell on an inside
and
move.
You think there's more of that to come because of his presence.
Goff panics. Right. He's like, I got to get rid of this football. Evan Williams makes a great play on the football and picks it off. And look at what this guy can do. Look what this is going to do for the defense.
And
even though he has been incredibly effective and is one of the – and again, I'm not using this to blame Micah because he's one of the favorites to win Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And I think he's going to have a good impact on the game, a big impact on the game tonight. Just for whatever reason, it hasn't resulted in a lot of those panic throws. It just doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. Let's use this to serve as our Lakeland University trivia question. Trivia brought to you by Lakeland University, Wisconsin's leader in flexible, personalized education. Whether you're just starting college, finishing your degree, or balancing work and family, Lakeland lets you earn your degree your way. Lakeland University, experience it your way. Okay, couple of parts to this trivia question.
Okay.
Assuming you weren't screen peeking as I was doing this research.
No.
Are you aware who leads the NFL in takeaways?
I do not, no.
I will give you a hint as a team in the NFC North.
The Chicago Bears.
The Chicago Bears have 20 takeaways. That is number one in the National Football.
Okay.
Are you aware how many takeaways the Packers have this year? Number.
The number that the Packers, is it 4?
You're shortchanging them. They have 5.
Okay.
Now, the last part of this trivia question, 5 takeaways. Do you know where that ranks in the NFL?
I'm guessing it's 31st.
You would be guessing correctly. It is 31st, standalone 31st. Washington in 30th place with 6 takeaways on the season. Obviously, they played a couple more games than Green Bay, but regardless.
Well, who's 32nd?
Oh, you can guess this one. Only one takeaway for this team.
Is it the Saints?
No, it's the Jets.
Oh, wait, I knew that. Dang it, I did know that. I did know that because I remember they finally got their first takeaway.
Yeah. It was like week 6, I think, and haven't had one since.
Yeah.
So the Jets only have one takeaway, but that's because they're putrid, and also they just traded 2 of their best, if not their 2 best defensive players at the NFL trade deadline in Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner. The Packers, again, I just want to reiterate, this is a team that installed a siren in a team meeting room because of how well they were taking the ball away from their own offense in training camp. And they ranked 31st entering their Week 10 game in the NFL.
Well, but it's understandable. And, yes, Jordan Love has thrown a couple more balls that should have been intercepted. Let's say, the one he threw last week is intercepted and another one gets intercepted.
Yep.
His interception total is still really low. Even if you give those, the interception total's not high.
No, it's not.
So I understand being excited. It's not like Josh Jacobs is known as a guy who really fumbles the ball a ton.
I bet
he'll put it on the ground. He'll put it on the ground from time to time. But the fact that, so I understand if they were getting those turnovers in training camp and Well, this is an offense that doesn't really turn it over a lot. So I understand the excitement level behind that and why they decided to do that. It's just, it is one of the great mysteries because it's not like it's not being emphasized. It's not being coached. It's something that this team desperately wants to do. It just hasn't been there, and nobody can really have a legitimate explanation as to why.
The Packers' turnover differential is even. They've given away the ball 6 times. They've taken the ball away 6 times.
Wait, Jordan's got, what, 3 picks?
Yeah, I think it's 3. So
yeah,
3
3 and
then
two fumbles.
Or excuse me, 2, yeah, because 5. 5 and 5.
Yeah. So Jordan's got 4 of the turnovers and then the Savion Williams fumble.
Yep, from last week. You got it. So they're even, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's better than being negative at 5-2.
But still, when you have 5 turnovers, you'd expect to be a lot higher in the NFL differential rankings than they currently are.
The Bears have only given away the ball 1 more time than the Packers. That's how they have gotten to a 6-3 start. Are you viewing them as legit players?
No, I don't think they're a playoff team.
Okay, that was more what I was asking.
I don't think that, like, I think they're legit in the steps that they're taking.
Sure.
But like yesterday, and look, if you're going to have a double-digit comeback in the fourth quarter, you need a little help from the other team.
You sure do.
They got some help from the Giants, helps that Russell Wilson was playing in that game. I think the Bears are taking legitimate steps forward, but they're about to hit kind of a gauntlet of their schedule. We're going to find out how real the Bears are in terms of a playoff team. And, again, I think that's something we're going to have to worry about in the future. They're certainly a team you can't just sleepwalk through the game. You're going to have to pay them proper attention when the Packers play them still twice later this season.
I want to talk about gauntlets. Packers, their schedule kicks up a little bit here as well.
Well, yeah, because you have the NFC North.
Philadelphia in New York, but then it's Minnesota, which they're the worst team in the North, but still it's a divisional game. You never know what happens in those.
They're 2-0 in the division.
Correct. Yeah, they are. That's a good point. Winning early in the year against Chicago and then beating Detroit 2 weeks ago now. Or last week, I guess that was. I'm all thrown off because it's Monday, so it's still week 10, but everybody played yesterday. 8 days ago, they beat Detroit. And it's the divisional game. You never know what happens. So Minnesota in 2 weeks is here at Lambeau Field. And then 4 days later, they go to Detroit on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you come home and host Chicago, who I mentioned is 6-3. So you're getting in the meat of everybody's schedule at this time of the year.
I think that ultimately in Arizona isn't that good. But I think the NFC West is probably the best division of football this year.
Yeah,
just
that's a fair
because
argument.
especially how good those top 2 teams are. But the NFC North is probably the second best division in football. And those division games are going to be tough. And we knew coming in that the Packers were going to have to be better in the division than they were a year ago. So they just have to – those are going to be really important games. We knew that. We knew the way the schedule laid out of how the gauntlet of, hey, we got to make sure we're playing well late in the season because if we want to win the division, that means we're winning a lot of games late in the year.
You're absolutely right about that. Hey, got to tell you about my friends over at Coop's Mustard. I love mustard. I love Coop's. It is the absolute best. It wouldn't be Wisconsin without brats on the grill and Coop's Mustard on top. Coop's, part of our game day tradition. From classic yellow to spicy brand, all the in-betweens. Arizona Heat. I love I love so many of their mustards. I've got like 6
What's your
bottles in my fridge. Well, I love their honey Dijon because I've been making sliders a lot on the weekends with like Hawaiian rolls.
Yep.
So I've been using a ton of their honey Dijon, which I really like. But the spicy brown, I love that one. And then it kind of depends on mood I'm in. I like the jalapeno too. I can't pick my favorite.
All right.
It's impossible to do with Coop's Mustard. They bring the flavor. Coop's Mustard, spreading the love since 1897. We will hit our Gruber Law Office's one call. We will hit our best bets. Those are coming up on the other side. Green Bay Game Day presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Hey Wisconsin, it's football season and that means it's time to break out the Bandito with El Bandito Yankee, the official tequila of game day. 100% Blue Weber agave, all natural and so smooth it's criminal. Try the award-winning Blanco, Reposado, and Yeho and the new high-proof Plata 47. Ask for El Bandito Yankee at your favorite bar or restaurant and buy it today at Woodman's and Festival Foods. And for tailgates, recipes, and more places for purchase, go to elbanditoyankee.com.
Hungry for something fresh and delicious? Get your favorites from Cousin Subs delivered straight to your door. From our freshly baked bread and hand-sliced meats and cheeses to our famous sides, crispy golden fries, Wisconsin cheese curds, or creamy mac and cheese. Every meal made to order and ready to enjoy. Ordering is quick and easy online or through the Cousins app. Whether it's a solo lunch, family dinner, or a spread for the whole crew, let us bring it straight to you, fast and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
The new Piggly Wiggly Pig Points program is here, and earning rewards just got easier. Now you'll earn 10 pig points for every $1 you spend, and redeem those points on your favorite products right in the store. It's simple, it's rewarding, and it's all right here at your neighborhood Piggly Wiggly. So shop more, earn more, and save more, only at Piggly Wiggly. Sign up today at shopthepig.com.
Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig.
Ready for the snap, and a timeout taken. The team looks a little bit lost. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, the winning play is simple. A whole house of new windows as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 6 years.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no interest. A championship move from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
No doubt, Wayne. And unlike the opponent's defense, Pella Windows actually stopped the drafts.
The draft picks we gave up for number one had to be the steal of the century.
True, but I'm talking about replacing old drafty windows.
Roger that. With energy-efficient windows that keep the cold out, you'll stay as toasty as a fan at a warm weather preseason game.
Pay as low as $297 a month for a whole house of new Pella windows.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today.
Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 11/30/2025.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make money betting on sports? Are you ready to make a winning decision? Are you going to gamble for fun, or are you going to gamble for money? This year, make that decision that will build your bankroll all year long. Go to FatJackSports.com, and for less than $100 a week, make money betting on the games. That's FatJackSports.com. It's a personal portal. It comes to your email. It's hassle-free. It'll make you money. FatJackSports.com.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strofe, Gabe Neitzel hanging out with you live from the Tundra Trio just outside of Lambeau Field. We are 40 minutes from kickoff. It's Monday Night Football. The Green Bay Packers at 5-2-1 play host to the 6-2 reigning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. I've got a best bet for you today that I love.
Ooh.
I love it today. And it's risky, but I love it.
Okay.
The Island Resort and Casino brings you our best bet. And the Island Resort and Casino is a premier resort destination, the largest north of Milwaukee, with everything you like to do in one awesome location. Visit islandresortandcasino.com to book your total experience today. All right, I've made a lot of comments about Matt LaFleur the last week.
Okay. All right, now I'm confused. All right.
I've made a lot of comments about him cutting a certain QB loose a little bit. We've talked about how this is a team that they're facing that needs some corner help.
Yep.
I've got a longest completion prop today.
Ooh, okay.
I believe it was last I looked. I just want to update to make sure it is still the same number because it doesn't feel like it's a free bet. I just think we're going to get at least one very long play from this Packers offense today. It is at 38.5. 38.5 for Jordan Love's longest completion tonight.
Whew, I kind of do like that. I think they're eventually going to take a shot. Now, it seems like I'm actually curious to see because last year, and I think every fan base probably does this to an extent, like the draft pick that got away. Every once in a while that guy comes, and Cooper DeJean was that guy last year for the Packers, especially after he ended up having the pick 6. He has been playing very well in the slot this year. It seems like they're going to transition him to the outside with some of the trades that they've made. Now, I'm curious to see if that plays out, and if they slide him to the outside, are they going to try to pick on Cooper DeJean to have him prove that he can survive and be an outside cornerback? And if they do that, I think you've got a really good chance of hitting that over 38.5 longest completion.
I got to be honest, I didn't expect that deep of a dive into how this is going to come true. But now I'm going to have my eye on Cooper DeJean all night. Where are you, Cooper? Where are you lining up?
Well, again, and maybe he does just stick in the slot, and one of the other guys that they traded for, they try to – because that was the problem with the cornerback market. And Packer fans were really hoping that the Packers could make a move for a corner. The ones that went, there are 2 outside corners that got traded. One was Sauce Gardner. You weren't going to trade 2 first-round picks because you don't have 2 first-round picks to pay.
You don't even have them.
To trade for Sauce Gardner.
Not even an option.
And if Sauce Gardner's going for 2 firsts,
God,
and a young player, and Adonai Mitchell, who I kind of actually like as a wide receiver.
God, did you feel good about what you did in August?
Right? For Micah Parsons, too, and an aging player. As much as I like Kenny Clark, he's not a young player on a rookie deal.
Right.
So I feel good about that. And then the other outside corner that got traded, well, the Eagles acquired him, is Jair Alexander, who's not even with the team tonight. So a lot of the corners that got traded are slot corners, and the Packers have that position covered. Right? They feel very comfortable with what Javon Bullard has brought to the table. He can obviously, when healthy, slide Nate Hobbs back there if there happens to be an injury at the inside corner. So the Eagles, even though they've made some moves, they're going to have to play some people out of position in terms of, or try to help, hope that they can make that transition from slot corner to outside corner, which, as we've seen with Nate Hobbs, is not necessarily the easiest thing to do.
Sling that pill, Jordan. Sling that pill. All right, it's one call time here on Green Bay Game Day. Our one calls. One prediction we have that will come true. Our track record is actually semi-decent this year. I think John Anderson on our road crew has the best track record so far this year.
He's just got the best track record, period, overall.
Yeah, that's a fair point also. Me and Gabe, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Gruber Law Offices has a reputation for winning. They're experienced and powerful team.
You want to talk about
tirelessly. Yeah, true that. The team works tirelessly to help people and families seriously injured in accidents by providing the best care and service. There is never a fee until your case is won. Gruber Law Offices has been serving the people in the state of Wisconsin for over 35 years. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. Where are you going tonight, Gabe Knights?
All right, with the weather like this, you start thinking running the football. These are 2 teams that want to run the football, have success running the football. They have, and especially now with Tucker Kraft out for the Packers, your premier playmaker outside of your quarterback position are the running backs in this game. So I am going to say, Mike Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all for tonight's game. Josh Jacobs outrushes Saquon Barkley.
Ooh, I like that.
I think the
I don't
Packers,
know if I agree with it.
I think the Packers are going to have a good night running the football, and they're going to – they know how dangerous Saquon Barkley is, especially if he gets going early. I can't remember who wrote this piece. Maybe it was Rob, just reading so many other things throughout the course of the week about how defenses want to stop Saquon Barkley early. Mm-hmm. And a good indication of slowing him down and preventing him from having the type of game he had last week is getting to him early. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to shut him down and he's not going to go over 100 yards, but if you want to prevent that big, back-breaking type of Saquon game, get to him early, prevent him from getting into a rhythm. The Packers know that. I think they're going to be really aggressive and have success against an offensive line that I know that, again, last week that offensive line was also beat up for the Panthers, but I think that front seven's got something to prove, and they're going to do it tonight on national TV.
I love that from you. It's a bold one. I guess it's not. These are two really good running backs.
Yes.
Right? These are two running backs in the prime of their careers who both had terrific seasons a year ago. Is it possible? Of course it is. And obviously it depends on the game situation, right? If the Packers get an early lead, Saquon's not going to be rushing the ball a whole lot. Well, Josh Jacobs will be. So we will see. I'm going to go to the other side of the ball. I've been talking about it all night.
Oh, turnovers, baby. Let's go.
2 of them. I don't know what it looks like. 2 of them. 2 of them.
I don't know how. It doesn't make sense.
Could be on special teams. I don't care.
They only have 5 this year, but they're getting 2 tonight. You're saying they get 2.
Yeah, that's going to be my call. So similarly to the former quarterback, I believe in the power of manifestation.
Okay.
And I've been talking about it all day. Talked about it on Mr. Irrelevant. I talked about it briefly with KBN. We've talked about it all night on Green Bay Game Day. They need to put more of an emphasis, and I know it's easier said than done, especially in this category, but they need to put an emphasis on creating turnovers, forcing the ball from other teams. And it's just something they haven't been able to do, which I think is why you find yourself in a spot where you lose to the Carolina Panthers, and lose to.
But I don't think the turnovers are the issue there, man.
Not necessarily. The punching in the red zone opportunities was the issue last year. Yeah.
Which honestly, the lack of turnovers makes me even more excited about this defense.
Good.
Because the defense hasn't been the issue. And turnovers, as we've discussed, can be fluky. Now,
yes.
Again, going from where they were last year to where they are this year, again, usually it's the drop-off isn't that precipitous. But this defense and the way that they're currently playing is sustainable. Yeah. Like, it's not a smoke and mirrors of, well, yeah, they're giving up a lot of yards, but well, they got all those turnovers, so it's really – and that can come back and bite you, especially in postseason action, where then you're playing a really good team. Maybe they don't turn the football over. So if the Packers defense be playing this well and only having the 5 turnovers that they have, that makes me actually really excited for how really good this defense is and makes me excited for, okay, when those turnovers start happening, then that defense is going to hit another extra gear.
Love it. All right, Gabe Neitzel, Alex Strofe with you. We've got one segment left. We are a half an hour away from kickoff. We've got Bucks basketball coming up in just about 15 minutes between 620 WTNJ, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Bucks basketball coming up at the top of the hour. So we will send you away with our final thoughts on Packers-Eagles Monday Night Football. That is coming up next. It's Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Hey, it's Alex Strofe. When it's game day, every detail matters, from the perfect seat on the couch to the perfect spread on the table. For over 125 years, Coops has been bringing incredible flavor to the table with 14 bold mustard flavors that turn good food great and great food amazing. Whether it's brats, burgers, or pretzels at halftime, Coops isn't your ordinary mustard. It's extraordinary mustard. So this football season, bring the bold, bring the flavor, bring Coops. Coops Mustard, spreading the love since 1897.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into nonstop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' taste. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit vprivatebar.com to book today.
We see you out there gearing up for the cold weather ahead. From home winterization to vehicle maintenance, insulated apparel, and more, Blaine's Farm and Fleet has what you need for the season at unbeatable value. Like all windshield wiper blades, 25% off, 10% off Southwire extension cords and building wire. Rewards members save 15%, and Rewards members save $5 on Blaine's Platinum Automotive batteries. Find the value you need to get ready for winter your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Hey, Hey, it's Jen Latta, and for me, recovery is just as important as training. That's why I love my infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. The deep heat relaxes sore muscles, improves flexibility, and helps me bounce back faster after a workout or a long day on my feet. It's become part of my routine, and honestly, I feel stronger and more energized because of it. And if you want to take your recovery to the next level, stop by the Good Health Saunas showroom in Waukesha or visit goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen. Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I got you covered. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. With holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust Accutrans Group to handle all my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or a festive celebration, Accutrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
Every great team starts with a strong defense, and the same's true in business. That's why companies trust Trend Micro for cybersecurity. From ransomware to phishing to the most advanced cyber threats, they help protect your network, your data, and your people. With over 35 years of expertise, Trend Micro has built a defensive playbook trusted by enterprises worldwide. Your business works too hard to get blindsided. Go to trendmicro.com and see how enterprise security is done right. That's trendmicro.com.
Brighten up your home, workplace, or event with flowers and trust Welke's Milwaukee Florist to be your local florist. Welke's is family owned and has delivered beauty for customers and businesses for well over 100 years. Join Welke's Flower subscription so your home is always fresh, or discover the benefits of creating a corporate account and leave the work to them. Welke's Milwaukee Florist has locations in Elm Grove and at 56th and North in Milwaukee. Go to welkes.com, that's WELKES.com for more info and to place an order.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Couple minutes left. Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. He is Gabe Neitzel. I am Alex Strofe with you at the Tundra Trio just outside of Lambeau Field. It's Monday Night Football. You know, actually, you got to give me credit. Hold on.
You know, it's always great when somebody starts demanding credit.
But you know how annoying I can be, yes?
Yeah, correct. Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you for not arguing.
I am familiar.
You know how annoying I can be.
Yeah.
And I have not, at once this entire show, said the line, live from Green Bay, it's Monday night.
Why would I give you credit for that when I didn't realize that that was an option? I didn't realize that was something that you were going to say or trying to actively prevent yourself from saying.
Well, then I'm gonna change what I said at the beginning. Will Summers, our producer back at the Brewer Office's One Call Outsell studio in downtown Milwaukee. Will, you should give me credit.
I don't want to give you credit for anything. I'm actually mad that you just said it right now.
Okay, well, this is going swell. It's Packers Eagles.
All-time backfires.
Packers are 1.5-point favorites, which effectively means pick them.
Not anymore.
But what is it now? Did it flip?
Eagles are now favored by 1.5.
But again, that's still pretty pick-a-me. I mean,
yep.
Stay hot,
I guess you can have. What's that?
Said stay hot.
Stay hot. Yep. You know me.
Well, in fairness, that literally the line has changed in the middle of our show. Like that's how close this was. So I'm guessing a lot of big money came in on.
Sounds to me like you're giving me credit.
I am giving you credit.
Okay, good.
So a lot of usually when it flips like that, a lot of big money's coming in on that team. So a lot of big money, I would assume, was coming in on the Eagles late. So a lot of big money was saying, "Hey, I like the Eagles. Give me the Eagles plus 1.5."
I was talking to a buddy who I hadn't seen in a few years prior to the game in the parking lot here at Lambeau Field, and he said I was looking at some statistics, and 75% of the public money was on the Eagles.
Yep.
Which makes sense, right? They're an underdog. They're on the road, but everybody saw what Green Bay put up last week against Carolina, or the lack thereof of what they put up last week against Carolina. So, yeah, I can imagine that a lot of bettors that don't have a rooting interest in this game are looking at this game and going, why is Philly an underdog? But I guess they're not anymore because the public money changed that. Regardless, this is going to be a very interesting game. It's cold. The conditions aren't terrific, but it's very fall/winter football at Lambeau Field. It's two teams that want to establish the run game, but haven't done a great job of it all season long. It's two teams that have some good pieces to their defense and some pieces they struggle with defensively. They're teams that are relatively similar. They obviously have their differences, but relatively similar. I'm not really sure what to expect. I think this game could play out 100 different ways, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Again, taking special teams out of it, but of the 4 units on the field, Packers offense, Packers defense, Eagles offense, Eagles defense, I think the Packers have the best unit on the field. It's the Packers defense. The Eagles defense has been inconsistent. The one that we saw last year in the Super Bowl dominate and make Patrick Mahomes look silly doesn't exist this year.
That's true.
They do not get that pressure the way they did with their front 4 a year ago. And if they want to get pressure against Jordan Love, they're going to have to be more creative and try to blitz him. And that's going to put some different guys that they probably don't want on islands against guys like Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs. We'll see what Dontavian Wicks is able to do tonight for the Packers. So that's what I'm keeping my eye on. I think the Packers are still pretty confident they're going to be able to get pressure with 4. And the Eagles are a team that do eventually want to hold on to the football a little bit to throw the ball down the field. They want to set up that play action, get A.J. Brown down the field, get Devontae Smith down the field, and that could potentially give Micah Parsons an opportunity to get after Jalen Hurts tonight. I think the Packers defense could end up being the difference maker if they do win this game tonight because they have the best of those 4 units out on the field tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, but I guess as I try to, and look, predictions are impossible in this league, but as I try to figure out how this game could play out, I think it could be very low scoring early, but I also think one team could pull away early, and that's just how the game is.
Yeah, but you're going to have turnovers in order for that to happen. Kind of like the way we saw with Seattle yesterday.
Yeah,
they had the 2 strip sacks that led to some scores.
2 touchdowns by Marcus Lawrence? Yeah. So you are anticipating a close game.
I am anticipating a close game. In the predictions we did, I've for the first time this year, I'm picking against the Packers. I think the Eagles are ultimately going to win. I do see it being a little bit of a lower scoring game. 21-17 is what I see. I think there's going to be a little bit of struggle from the Packers trying to figure out life without Tucker Kraft. I think they'll eventually come up with the right plan, and having the extra day this week hopefully helps. Ultimately, I don't think it will, but I see it being a little bit of a lower scoring game, especially after some of the games we saw yesterday where teams were getting up into the 40s in that 3 o'clock window.
Yeah, I think a close game too, and obviously that's what Vegas says as well. It was originally Packers 2.5, moved to Packers 1.5, now it's flipped the other way. It's effectively a pick 'em because, again, I think, and I'm glad you brought up the fact that you appeared on a radio station, The Fanatic in Philadelphia today, because we're so involved.
Yeah.
We're so just hyper Packers all the time, so we probably over-evaluate and over-critique. Teams have bad days. It's just life in the NFL. And last Sunday was a bad day for the Green Bay Packers. That doesn't mean, that is not indicative that this Monday will be a bad day for the Packers. Today could be a very good day for the Packers. You just have to wait and see in about 20 minutes.
We talked about last week in this very, in the Pella Windows and Doors mobile studios, we talked about how that Steelers game, specifically the second half, could be that flipping point. Maybe it could go the other way too. Last week could be a flipping point for the Green Bay Packers. They need to show up tonight. Win or lose, the most important thing is that it is indeed a close game, and they show the fight that they needed to have last week, and they have that fight, and they take that fight to the defending champs tonight. Again, it may not result in a win, but just going out there and showing that, hey, that's behind us, we got to make sure that doesn't happen again, I think that's huge for Matt LaFleur and the team tonight.
Coming up after the game, it is Homer Tausch, Gary Ellerson on Green Bay game night. Coming up next on most of these stations is Bucks at Mavericks. Green Bay game night begins immediately following the final whistle, and full reaction all day tomorrow on ESPN Wisconsin. For Game Nights, Steve Scafidi, Jason Wilde, I'm Alex Strofe. This has been Green Bay Game Day on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Bucks and 6.
When you're injured, you want quick, specialized care, not a long ER wait. The orthopedic care specialists at Ortho ASAP treat fractures, sprains, strains, sports injuries, and more right away. With on-site x-rays and expert care, Ortho ASAP gets you back on track faster. Open 7 days a week with locations in Brookfield and Pewaukee, it's more affordable than the ER. Walk in, get treated, and get back to life. Ortho ASAP. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
ESPN Radio Sports Beat.